Okay, so time up. Okay, so good evening, everybody. I hope I am audible.
Good evening.
Awesome. As usual, you can type yes in the chat box. That would be great. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sandhya ji, Amita ji. Thank you. Kartikeyan ji, thank you so much. Medhavi ji, thank you. Awesome. Great. As I'm Ramaji, thank you so much. Awesome. Great. So as I'm audible, once again, good evening and welcome to day 6 of Mastering Psychometric Counseling, which is also known as Online Psychometric Counseling Certification Program. So it's indeed a pleasure to be with you all this evening. Awesome. So I hope you all are ready and excited for day 6, right? So let me give you the background, what we're going to cover in today's session and in the couple of sessions in this coming weeks. So today we'll start with the remaining theory, which is emotional intelligence theory. I'm going to cover that, and then we're going to cover the combination, how the combination work together. So I will share my perspective in the upcoming session. Abhilash ji will share his perspective with artificial intelligence as well. Awesome. So couple of examples how the combination open up career or profession. So I will go to share that, and after that immediately we'll go in sales and marketing. So I'm really very excited. That's because it's my favorite subject. And let me tell you, sales and marketing is the department, is the subject which will going to give you that revenue, which will going to give you that momentum to run as a professional, to run as a solopreneur or entrepreneur or a freelancer, right? So we're going to start with that sales and marketing strategies and all the learnings about sales and marketing. Great. So I hope you all are ready for day 6. If you're ready, please type ready in the chat box. Awesome. Awesome. If you're ready, please type ready in the chat box. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Great. Awesome. So let's get started with day 6. So yes, the first thing we're going to cover is emotional intelligence theory, right? As you have seen, we have already covered Dr. Howard Gardner multiple intelligence theory. Then we covered, McKenzie theory, and then we covered Rizek theory, and after that we covered learning style theory. So all this theory, you have already gone through. You have already seen the assessment of all this theory. Means obviously the MI theory, the McKenzie, the Rizek, which was a part of psychometric analysis, right? And you have seen learning style, which is a separate assessment. We have, I think you have already gone through that assessment. So we have one more assessment, which is emotional intelligence assessment. So there's a separate questionnaire for this assessment. And let me tell you, this is purely very helpful and effective for professionals and entrepreneurs as well, right? So we have this assessment with us. So it's our responsibility as a mentor, as a coach, as a trainer, as a faculty in this program to showcase this particular assessment in front of you. This is really very helpful. And let me tell you, this is optional. That's the reason we have not given this particular assessment to you all leaders. But if you want to get the access of this, you can get in touch with Godwin, and he will definitely going to help you out. That is a nominal fees for this report, for this emotional intelligence assessment and report, right? So first, before that, what is this emotional intelligence, and what is this theory all about, and what is this assessment all about? What all things is being covered in this assessment? It's a very small assessment, like learning style assessment. So let's understand what is this emotional intelligence assessment. So emotional intelligence, I hope if you have gone through, if you have studied about emotional intelligence, you must be knowing the person behind emotional intelligence who had made it famous by the name Daniel Goleman. So Daniel Goleman is an American psychologist who helped to popularize emotional intelligence, right? And he always says, if you have read any book on emotional intelligence, if you study emotional intelligence, or you practice or you train people on emotional intelligence, so this is the intelligence which you need to continuously practice upon. It's kind of a skill. अगर आपने इस पे काम नहीं किया तो ये पीछे आ जाता है. तो you have to constantly, continuously, on a continuous basis, you have to work upon your emotional intelligence. And Daniel Goleman says your IQ can give you job, but if you really want to survive and grow in your company or in any job, in your professional journey, you require EQ in today's time. right? And let me tell you, there are many statistics on emotional intelligence. If you have a high EQ, you will going to earn 5x more than people who are high on IQ. So that's the reason, because emotional intelligence is very, very important in today's time. So that's the reason we have this beautiful assessment with us. So obviously, how are you going to get the scoring, or how are you going to get or to know about the emotional intelligence? So to make it simple, Daniel Goleman had categorized emotional intelligence into 5 categories, into 5 elements, you can say, into 5 components. So all these 5 components comes together and makes you emotional intelligence high or strong, right? So what is this 5 components or elements of emotional intelligence according to Daniel Goleman? Let me show you one by one. The first component is self-awareness. So what is self-awareness? Obviously, people who are aware about their, okay, I can see something in the chat box. Yes, exactly, Anilji. Okay, awesome. So you have already gone through that. So yeah, self-awareness, self-regulation. Yeah, please. Three more, Anilji, Namitaji, three more components if you can come up. Yes, social, awesome, Namitaji, 2 more. If you know about that, that's awesome. So you're already aware about, because this theory is very famous and you should be working upon your emotional intelligence. Yes, exactly, empathy. One more, which is a core, which is a core awareness of others. Yes, exactly. Uh, First of all, thank you so much, Namita ji and Anil ji, for sharing that. Thank you so much. So let me explain you what is self-awareness. Obviously, it's not an emotional intelligence class, so I'll not go in detail, but an overview what is self-awareness is all about, and how this assessment can help you work upon or improve upon your emotional intelligence, right? So this 5 component, exactly. Thank you so much, Anilji and Namitaji. Self-awareness means you are aware about your own emotions. You are aware about your strength. You are aware about your mood. You are aware about your thinking and things like that. Means you are self-aware. Yeah, a person who are self-aware, obviously if you see intrapersonal people are more of a self-awareness. So kahin na kahin self-awareness unka bahut badhiya hota hai. And the first component about emotional intelligence, you should be self-aware about your emotions. You should be self-aware about your thinking. You should be self-aware about your strength, your weaknesses, right? And the second component which makes you emotionally intelligence high is exactly self-regulation. So what is self-regulation? Means you manage your own responses. Means you are a person who respond, not react to situation. So any kind of a trigger incident or situation, or any trigger person comes in your contact, you respond or you react. So means your remote control, in simple language, it's in your hand or in someone else's hand, right? वो देखा होगा ना, कभी कभी a person comes in contact, you are in a great mood, in a happy mood, and somebody comes in contact, that activating event happens and your mood go here and there, right? Anger आ जाता है, frustration आ जाता है because of that situation, because of that particular person, right? Means your regulation, that remote is with someone else. कोई आकर trigger कर देता है and you get you respond to that particular person, right? So yeah, kahin na kahin, these people who are self-regulated, they manage their impulses, they exactly respond appropriately according to their mood, according to their swing. They don't get triggered with someone else emotions or someone else anger or frustration. So they are self-regulated people. And if you see, the third component is motivation. So motivation is more of a self-motivation. That's the reason I said core. This is a core. These people don't wait that someone should come and back their pad or something like that. Someone should come and motivate them all the times. These people know how to motivate themselves. They are self-motivated people. And obviously, when things are good, we all are motivated in that. But these people who are very good into self-motivation, when setbacks, when obstacle comes in picture, they at that time, at that particular situation, they are motivated. They back themselves, they bounce back. They are people who are motivated. So according to Daniel Goleman, motivation, self-motivation especially, is very, very important to have a high emotional intelligence, right? And then the fourth, Yeah, exactly. You can say the perseverance. Never give up because you are self-motivated, Namita ji, right? And then comes exactly the empathy. The empathy. The fourth component is empathy. Empathy means, you understand. Obviously, as a self-awareness person, first you understand your own emotion. Here you understand others people's feeling, other person's need, other person's concern. You see things from their perspective. You know, आप उनके perspective से उनके साथ मिलकर you understand or you handle the conflicts very effectively and comfortably, right? So आपका empathy quotient जो है बहुत high है. So one of the component is empathy in this 5 component, and the last component exactly the social skill. Social skill, yeah, you manage your emotions, you manage people around you, you are very comfortable and good when negotiating people, come up with win-win situation for everyone. So you are a person who love interact with people. You are here understand people's emotions, their feelings, their mood and things like that. So you are a person who are socially skilled. So these are the 5 components which makes you high in emotional intelligence according to Daniel Goleman. So now, what this report, when you go through this assessment, a small assessment, a questionnaire will be there. You have to go through that questionnaire and the report will get generated. So you will first see the score of your emotional intelligence. Means if your score comes between 15 to 34, means you are very low in your emotional intelligence. If your score comes 35 to 55, you are okay in emotional intelligence. And if your score is 56 and above till 75, means you are awesome, you are excellent in emotional intelligence. But it doesn't mean if you are excellent, you score high in emotional intelligence, doesn't mean that it will remain same. You have to constantly and continuously work upon all these 5 components and elements. If you stop working on this, automatically or slowly, steadily, you will come down to this. So this is a continuous process, working on your emotional intelligence. So let me show you the report, how the reports look like. To give you an example, how the reports look like. Yeah, exactly. Maximum is the 75, the scoring, Ramaji. So let me show you the report, how the reports look like. So I hope my screen is visible to everyone. The PDF file. Yeah, Ramaji, you can see my screen. Emotional intelligence. Yeah, awesome. So I will show you how the report looks like. You can see this emotional intelligence report. Here the details will come. And in this, the first thing you will see the overall score of emotion. Means the overall, the analysis of all the 5 components. You will see the overall score here. The best part is you will see your overall score of emotional intelligence. And the best part is you will also see the individual score. Means how is your self-awareness, how is your self-regulation, means in which area you have to work upon to improve your overall score of emotional intelligence, right? Individual scoring also comes in this assessment. So you'll see all the 5, and also the remedies and everything, little bits of remedy, and you can also do the research. It's a very small report which is really really very helpful for professionals, and it's really very helpful for entrepreneurs, right? So this is the emotional intelligence assessment which we have. So I want to share with you all. So any question on this? Anything you want to share about this emotional intelligence, Katin?
So is this based on a software?
Yes, the way we do the report generation of learning style of psychometric analysis ka report, same way this is also been done.
Okay, fine.
So first you have to go through the assessment. The questions will be there. Once you go through that question, you have to submit the answers, and the report get generated.
Sure, sure.
So this is an additional element because obviously now we're going to cover the sales and marketing. So you should have multiple things, where you can create offers, you can create bundles, where where you can negotiate with your customers, with your counsellors in the time to come. So any question on this, or is this is clear? Can we proceed with the same?
Here.
You can get in touch, Amit ji. You can get in touch with Godwin. He will guide you on the same. Great. So wonderful, awesome. So now with this emotional intelligence, let's go to the second part of this session, which is the combination, how the combination works and how the combination opens up career, right? So let me share my screen again, and let's get started with the combination. So I will share a couple of examples. Obviously, with my experience, with my wisdom, I have come up. Now, what I want from you is, obviously, you have gone through and you have understood about about all the 8 intelligence, right? So now you see the combination which I'm showing on screen. you can come up with a profession and you can put in the chat box, right? So let's get into this. Let's do a two-way kind of an activity where I will show my example. You can put your view or your example of a profession in the chat box. Let's get started. So let me share my screen. So few examples with explanation I'm going to share in front of you, right? So let me share. So I hope my screen is visible to everyone. So first I will start with the combination of two. The two intelligence. So if, for example, if you see the report and two intelligence are on top, high dominating intelligence, right? Let me share the first two example in front of you and how that intelligence can open up career or a profession. The first two intelligence is linguistic, means verbal linguistic and logical mathematical. Correct? The combination of these two intelligence, which is high dominant, let me show you the career, the profession according to me. So this two combination can make a great lawyer, right? Why? Because to become a great lawyer, you require, first of all, you should be very good with your verbal linguistic, right? जहाँ पर verbal linguistic का आपका command होना बहुत जरूरी है, जहाँ पर strong communication, long language skill should be there, and with that, your analytical and problem solving ability should be there, जहाँ पर आप argue कर पाओगे in court, जहाँ पर एक build कर पाओगे एक strong case को on the based of logic, on based of data and facts and figures, right? So this combination can make a great lawyer, linguistic and logical mathematical. So let me see what you have put in this. Yeah, lawyer Manish ji, thank you so much. So diplomat, yeah, content writer, yes, content writer. If they are logical, they can be very good into the numbers का content, right? जहाँ पे financial statistic होता है, facts and figures होता है, वहाँ पर they can be great into that. And negotiators, they can be great negotiators. Awesome. Yeah. So this is the combination number one. Yeah, financial journalist, yeah, they can explain that particular data in a good form, right? Because their verbal linguistic is also good, and their the logical part and the mathematical part is also very good, where they understand the numbers very well. Awesome. So let me share the other two combination. So musical and bodily kinesthetic. So musical and bodily, you see music ka bhi sense hai, and they have good understanding about the bodily kinesthetic, where they are good with the physical strength, right? So they can become a great professional dancer. I'm talking about solo dancer, professional solo dancer they can become, right? So yahan par you can see, they have a good understanding about the rhythm, the melody of the music. They have good sense about the music, right? Unko pata hai music ka ek bits mein kya kaise kya hota hai. You must have seen a few dancers, they just dance on music, on the beats, हमारे लिए तो पूरा गाना बजाते हैं, हमको समझ नहीं आता, but the people who are very good into the sense of music, they are very good in that, right? And especially when they have a good command over bodily kinesthetic, so they become, because of their body coordination, because of their balance of their body movement skill, they can create magic in dancing, right? So yeah, यहाँ पर डांस के अंदर वो परफॉर्मेंस के अंदर टाइमिंग, एक्सप्रेशन, बॉडी लैंग्वेज बहुत ज्यादा मैटर करता है, तो they can become great into the dancing field, right? I can, let me see. Okay, yeah, musician they can become, because obviously music का sense है और bodily kinesthetic है, तो musician yes बन सकते हैं, but musician के अंदर they also have to play with teams, right? बहुत सारे teams को इस्तेमाल करना होगा, बहुत सारे team को लेकर चलना होगा मनीष जी, तो वहां पर if they have interpersonal also ना, तो they can become great musician, right? But हाँ, अगर solo अगर instrument play कर रहे हैं, so they can have a great career in that, right? Musical के वजह से, and they have that bodily kinesthetic also, जैसे कि ड्रम वगैरह प्ले करने के लिए they should have that fine motor skill, तो कहीं ना कहीं वहां पे they can create magic. Professor of maths. Okay, for the first two combination you can say professor of maths, exactly. Dancer, choreographer के लिए, yeah, Manish ji, once again choreographer here you have to teach people, right? So teaching is a different game altogether, जहां पर आपका verbal linguistic अगर combination साथ में हो, interpersonal का combination हो, तो they can become great choreographer, right? So I hope you're trying to get what I'm trying to say. तो यहाँ पे अगर आप कॉम्बिनेशन देखोगे, तो यहाँ पर अभी उसको बंदे को टीम में बात करना या वर्बल लिंग्विस्टिक का कमांड हमको नहीं पता, बिकॉज दे आर गुड इनटू दिस, दे आर हाई डोमिनेंट इनटू दिस टू इंटेलिजेंस, तो वहां पर दे सोली अकेले परफॉर्मेंस पे बहुत बढ़िया कर पाएंगे. यस एग्जैक्टली, एक्टर्स दे शुड हैव अ गुड सेंस ऑफ म्यूजिक एंड बॉडीली काइनेस्थेटिक. या एरोबिक कोच, यस दे कैन, but to teach aerobics to other, obviously aerobic player if they are performing aerobics तो उनके लिए बढ़िया है, but coaching के लिए again if they have verbal linguistic with them they can become great coach, and if they have interpersonal skill with them they can easily connect with people, right? Yoga instructor, yeah, they can. Dancer, yoga instructor. So obviously, once again, yoga instructor के लिए Namita ji, they should, if they have verbal linguistic with this two combination, obviously उनके लिए बहुत easy हो जाएगा to become a great yoga instructor. Yeah, meme actor, yes, exactly. They don't require anything, right? They have the music का sense and bodily kinesthetic to express their creativity through their emotions, through their bodily kinesthetic. तो ये बहुत बढ़िया एक career उनके लिए open up हो सकता है. आराधना जी, awesome example. Okay, choreographers, Zumba coach, choreographers. Okay, awesome. So once again, when you talk about coaching, teaching others, तो थोड़ा सा combination और उसके अंदर अगर linguistic आ जाए, that would be great. Sound healers, yeah. Obviously, when you heal someone, obviously you can become that, where you have a sense of music using sound, sound healing के अंदर music using music, तो बहुत अच्छा एक profession therapist का open up हो जाता है मेधावी जी, awesome. Aerobics, actor, gymnastic, yes, exactly. If they are getting into gymnast, तो वो भी बहुत बढ़िया है. This is for Sangeet Sandhya program in marriage. I don't really find one of the linguistics required. But yes, to interact with each other. Obviously, if I am playing an instrument solely, so I don't have to interact with each other because I am comfortable with what instrument I am playing. But if I have to coordinate with others, cooperate with others, definitely I should be having that verbal linguistic or interpersonal skill. Right? To connect with them, right? Obviously, if I am playing a solo instrument or I am a solo singer or a solo dancer in that particular marriage ceremony, so obviously there is no debate on that. So parada, ये क्या होता है आराधना जी? If you can explain, yes.
People who participate in parade, they have to have that sense of music and beat.
Oh, yeah, exactly. They should have. But वहाँ पे team swing भी होता है, वहाँ पे interpersonal, where they have to work in a sync with the team.
Yes, coordination is important.
Coordination, exactly. The coordination where interpersonal is also very, very important, right? So
Yes,
अगर उनका
yes.
interpersonal हो जाएगा, so yeah, obviously that they can get into that particular profession very easily and they can perform excellent in that. Exactly, opera artist. Awesome. So wonderful. So now you are getting, how the combination are making a career. Now let me give few more examples. Spatial interpersonal, spatial creative people and interpersonal. They can connect with people very easily. Yes, an architect, because they have to come up with some creative. Every time they have to come up with some creative, strong visualization appeal because of their spatial visual. कहीं ना कहीं स्पेशल रीजन एबिलिटी की वजह से दे कैन क्रिएट मैजिक इन द आर्किटेक्ट फील्ड और कहीं ना कहीं लोगों के साथ में कनेक्ट करना टू मेक देम कन्विंस अबाउट द प्रोजेक्ट एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट मेक देम अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट द प्रोजेक्ट्स अबाउट द क्रिएटिविटी. तो कहीं ना कहीं वो डिजाइन बिल्डिंग के लिए और वो फंक्शनलिटी के लिए कहीं ना कहीं वो अपनी टीम के साथ कोलैबोरेट करके काम करने के लिए, लोगों से काम करवाने के लिए, दे शुड बी हैविंग दैट इंटरपर्सनल स्किल. तो यहाँ पर आर्किटेक्ट कहीं ना कहीं एक बढ़िया एग्जांपल है विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस टू इंटेलिजेंस. सो व्हाट कम्स टू योर माइंड? Spatial and interpersonal, exactly. Interior designer, fashion designer, because fashion designer, a person can comes up with creativity but they require help of other. तो कहीं ना कहीं दूसरों का भी help लेना उनको, they can connect with other people. So yes, fashion designing में वो लगता है, interior designing में, yes, exactly. art therapies के लिए भी, art therapy के अंदर भी, because of the spatial intelligence, the creativity part, and they can easily connect with people. Tour guide, awesome. Film director, spatial interpersonal, okay. In art, interior design, art coach, art teacher, sculpture. Yes, exactly. Theater artist, movie stage set designer. Awesome. So yeah, AI generalist. Okay, awesome. AI generalist. Yeah, you can say that. So spatial because of the creativity, and if you can add logical mathematical Manish into this, they can become great into that. Coming up with various what you call the prompts and things like that. Yeah, awesome, great. So this is a two combination. Let's come up few more combination. Bodily and interpersonal. Now here bodily sense is there and connect with people very easily. So now you can say यहाँ पे they can teach others very well. A physical education teacher, a PT teachers, right? Because first of all they know how to use the bodily very well. They are athletic in that particular ability, and they can have the ability to connect with students and connect with the participants, and they can motivate them if they are struggling in doing that particular form. तो यहाँ पर physical activity के अंदर first of all the person who is teaching or making people aware, they should be in a position to perform that particular activity. So they should be skillful so that they can inspire others and make people engage in that particular activity, right? तो जहां पर वो लोगों को मोटिवेट कर पाएंगे, इंस्पायर कर पाएंगे टू डू दैट फिजिकल एक्टिविटी. या व्हाट कम्स टू योर माइंड? या रामदेव बाबा जी, मलाइका, ओ, sport coaches, yes, sport coaches. Now you can see coaches comes in picture यहाँ पे, especially physical fitness के लिए यहाँ पे ना personal trainers can comes in picture. Yeah, occupational therapists, yeah, they are into the creative thing. Yoga instructor, exactly, they comes in picture. They are very good with first their bodily kinesthetic, and they can also connect with people very easily. Physiotherapists, exactly. Zumba trainers, yes, now you are understanding. Now people get connect with you because you are in a position to help them understand them what complex things you are first doing, so that you can connect them, you can motivate them, you can inspire them to do the same. Awesome therapist, yes, exactly. Great. Let me give two more example about this two intelligence: linguistic, verbal communication, word smart, and intrapersonal, self smart. So यहाँ पर you can see they can become great author. Author जहाँ पर वो अपना अपना writing, because of the verbal linguistic writing communication के through वो अपना self reflection, अपनी खुद की understanding लोगों के सामने craft करके powerfully they can narrate or explore that particular theme in front of the people. जो भी उनका आर्ट वर्क है, जो भी उनकी जो लिखावट है, जो भी वो लिखना चाहते हैं, दे कैन है ना एक्सप्रेस विद अ पावरफुल नैरेटिव इन फ्रंट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, राइट. तो ये उसके लिए लिंग्विस्टिक और इंट्रापर्सनल का ये कॉम्बिनेशन एक अच्छा ऑथर बना सकता है. लेट मी टेल यू, इन दिस कपल ऑफ सेशंस we will be in a position to make you author, and that's our promise, and we're going to teach you. You can also become an author if you are already an author. Awesome. If not, we will help you to become an author in this program. So wait for that excitement in the couple of sessions, because these 3 sessions will be an exciting session for you all. Yeah, okay. So now let me see what your comes to your mind. Okay, linguistic, and yes, exactly. Trainer should have this combination. They should be very good with verbal linguistic, and they should self-reflect. They should go into that topic in depth, right? So communication professional, educators, if the educators have interpersonal also, na Aradhana ji, they can create magic. Because obviously as an educator they have to interact with students, with participants, with a team, right? So wahan par interpersonal agar combination ban jata hai, so they can create magic in the team. Exactly. Content, Vijay ji, content writer, if the content writer have this two intelligence, they can create magic in that particular profession. Teacher, TV anchor, yeah, TV anchors, because they don't have to interact with each other. They just have to sit in front of camera, and they have to rely on their verbal linguistic and whatever the self reflection they have gone through on that particular subject or topic. So yes, awesome. TV anchor is an awesome opening for this kind of a profession. Yeah, professor भी कर सकते हैं, but professor के लिए अनिल जी, if interpersonal gets in picture और भी ये 3 combination आ जाता है, so they can become great professor. TED talkers, yes, TED talkers, yeah, if they are intra and they have good command over their language, yes, वो TED talks कर सकते हैं अपने difficult subject को, like within frame of time they can present in front of the world. Yeah, awesome. Psychologist, counselor, yes, exactly. Counselor should have this verbal linguistic, how to speak on that particular with a particular counselee, and they should have done that introspection before he or she sit with that counselor. Yeah, that's very important. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for your sharing. Let me share the last one, the last combination. Now you can see bodily, means they have good command over their body smart and logical. So they can become great surgeon. When we talk about the fine motor skill, because obviously bodily kinesthetic for a surgeon is required, because हमने बात भी की थी, इसका example already हमने logical, mathematical, bodily kinesthetic में भी already covered that. वो बहुत ही precision tool के साथ वो एक सर्जन को ऑपरेट करना पड़ता है, एंड दे शुड आल्सो इन अ पोजीशन टू एनालाइज द डेटा, रीड द डेटा, वो एनालिटिकल स्किल्स उनके पास होना चाहिए, राइट? सो ये कोई भी कॉम्प्लेक्स सर्जिकल ऑपरेशन को रिपोर्ट ऑन द स्पॉट आ जाती है कि इनका ये रिपोर्ट है, तो इन दैट रिपोर्ट, इन दैट डेटा, the doctor should or the surgeon should be very accurate in reading that, so that वो complex surgical procedure और operation को वो अच्छी तरह से कर पाए with the help of that data driven decision. उनको जो ऑपरेशन थिएटर के अंदर ऑपरेशन रूम में लेना पड़ता है, ये बहुत ही क्रिटिकल, बहुत ही क्विक डिसीजन लेना पड़ता है. So person who is very good with bodily and logical mathematical, they can become great surgeon. So let me see what you say. Exactly, you rightly said, Medhavi ji. So opera, there's a reason, they, if they have them, they can easily connect with people if they have interpersonal. Yeah, stand-up comedian, for linguistic and intrapersonal, stand-up comedian, because they don't have to interact with each other, right? So akela khade hokar mic leke, you must have seen a lot of, stand-up comedians they are doing. So they are very good with mobile linguistic and they are very good with intrapersonal. Okay, technician, yes, bodily kinesthetic and logical, they can become great technician. Yeah, awesome. Gymnast, yes. Pilot, yes, awesome. Pilot, because pilot also require that, that bodily kinesthetic, and with that they should be in a position to be, read that data, the complex data. The analytical skill should be very high for pilot, right? So ये bodily और logical और उसके साथ spatial आ जाए तो they can become great pilot, they can become great pilot. Okay, armed force, yes, they can get into the armed force. Yeah, अगर आर्म फोर्स में मेधावी जी, इफ दे गेट कनेक्ट विद द नेचुरलिस्ट आल्सो ना, बिकॉज आर्म फोर्स के लिए उनको फोर्स को, नेवी आर्मी के अंदर वो अलग अलग लोकेशन को एक्सप्लोर करना पड़ता है, जाना पड़ता है. सो कहीं ना कहीं बॉडीली लॉजिकल विद नेचुरलिस्ट कैन बिकम ग्रेट ना, आर्म फोर्स के अंदर वो जाकर बहुत ही जबरदस्त मैजिक क्रिएट कर पाएंगे. So this was the few examples of combination of two. Let me share few example of now combination of three. Let's see the combination of three. Obviously, you will see three combination and how to, let me see how this three combination makes a career. So first combination of three is musical. They have good sense of music, interpersonal and linguistic. Yeah, these three. So yes, they can become a teacher now. Now they know how, they have a good sense about music. They can easily, connect with students because of the interpersonal, and they know how to make that complex, difficult concept easily in a easy language because of the verbal linguistic command. So they can inspire students, motivate students to love music and things like that, right? Because they can make that complex theories and difficult subject into a very easy form because of the verbal command. ये कहीं ना कहीं एक म्यूजिक टीचर को बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से बनाता है. म्यूजिक अरेंजर, यस, now they know how to interact with people, right? So yeah, music arrange, they can get into the music arrangement, the orchestra and things like that. Music teacher, choreographers, directors. So choreographer के लिए यहाँ पर yes, if they personally not doing, जैसे कि सरोज खान ऑब्वियसली बॉडीली काइनेस्थेटिक उनका भी अच्छा था, बट आफ्टर सम एक्सटेंट वो कहीं ना कहीं खुद परफॉर्म नहीं करते थे, वो करवाते थे लोगों से. तो कहीं ना कहीं म्यूजिक, इंटरपर्सनल और लिंग्विस्टिक से वो बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से कर पाएंगे आफ्टर सम एक्सटेंट. बट बॉडीली काइनेस्थेटिक होगा तो कोरियोग्राफी के अंदर और जबरदस्त चार चांद लग सकता है. लेट मी शेयर फ्यू मोर combination of three. So logical, spatial, bodily kinesthetic. Logical, spatial, creativity and bodily kinesthetic can make a great a professional video kind of a video game designer. जहाँ पे एक डिजाइनिंग होता है, एक ऐप या वीडियो गेम को डिजाइन करना है, जहाँ पर डिजाइनिंग दैट अल्गोरिदम, विद द हेल्प ऑफ दैट अल्गोरिदम वो ऐप या वो गेम को डिजाइन करना है, जहाँ पर द क्रिएटिविटी शुड बी देयर इन, जहाँ पर वो गेम का एनवायरनमेंट, वो क्रिएटिविटी, ताकि वो डिफरेंशिएट करे जो ऑलरेडी गेम्स है मार्केट में उससे. और बॉडीली काइनेस्थेटिक का इन्वॉल्वमेंट इसलिए बिकॉज दे शुड बी मेक दैट गेम हैव अ स्मूथ kind of a functioning in that game, that people should, it can be a user friendly from them for them. तो वो स्मूथ गेम प्ले मैकेनिज्म को क्रिएट करना, सो दैट पीपल गेट एंगेज इन दैट, और वो टेक्निकली साउंड भी अच्छा करे, लोगों को पसंद भी आए. और तो इस तरह से एक प्रोफेशनल वीडियो गेम डिजाइनर के अंदर ये तीन कॉम्बिनेशन अगर होगा तो दे कैन बिकम अ ग्रेट वीडियो गेम डिजाइनर. Okay, music teacher. Okay, event manager. Yes, yeah, you can say music, interpersonal and linguistic event manage भी वो बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से कर सकते हैं. No, विजय जी. Astronaut, yes, spatial, logical and bodily kinesthetic. Yes, awesome. Architect, यहाँ पे भी architect का एक अच्छा example combination बनता है. Awesome, awesome. Let me share few more, or say two more. So interpersonal, intra and linguistic. ये तो हमने पहले ही बताया था आपको, right? So we share this, यहाँ पर obviously ये तीनों combination अगर आपका बन जाता है, exactly, public speaker, yeah, Ramaji. So a trainer or counselor, if they have this three intelligence together, obviously, वो कहीं ना कहीं लोगों के साथ रैपो बिल्ड करने की कला करी. ऑब्वियसली एज अ काउंसलर, एज अ ट्रेनर, यू शुड बिल्ड रैपो, यू शुड बिल्ड दैट, ब्रेक दैट आइज इन द बिगनिंग. वो बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है ना. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट, because you are delivering a particular subject or you are talking on that particular topic, तो आपका उस टॉपिक के ऊपर आपका अवेयरनेस, आपका इंट्रोस्पेक्शन बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. एंड मेकिंग दैट कॉम्प्लेक्स concept easy because of your verbal linguistic. तो कहीं ना कहीं with the help of an activity, with the help of a video or something like that, तो वो डिफिकल्ट कॉन्सेप्ट को इफेक्टिवली इजी भाषा में समझाना, अगर आपका वर्ड में लिंग्विस्टिक है तो बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से आप कर पाएंगे। टू गाइड, टू मोटिवेट, टू इंस्पायर पार्टिसिपेंट टू डू ग्रेट इन लाइफ, राइट? So this three combination makes a great, trainer or a counselor. Exactly, public speaker, yes, Aradhana ji, counselor तो है ही। और हाँ, अगर yes, exactly, Anil ji, politician. If the politician have this three, so they first have this intra linguistic and interpersonal. If they try to understand people's, बट कहीं ना कहीं पहले तो अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं बट बाद में भूल जाते हैं, वो अलग बात है। तो दे शुड हैव दैट कंटिन्यूअसली द अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ इमोशंस थ्रू आउट देयर पॉलिटिकल जर्नी, तो बहुत बढ़िया हो सकता है उनके लिए। Coach, yeah, they can become great psychologists as well. Awesome. The last example for 3, intrapersonal, spatial, which is creativity, and interpersonal. Yeah, तो यहाँ पर personal, self smart, people smart, and art smart. Yeah, they can become great, according to me, spiritual leaders because of their intrapersonal, कहीं ना कहीं deep self awareness है, spatial designing holy spaces जो भी है उनके लिए easily create कर पाएंगे अपनी audience के लिए, and guiding and counseling their followers comes when they have the good interpersonal intelligence. तो ये एक कॉम्बिनेशन अच्छा एक स्पिरिचुअल गुरु, जैसे कि मैंने देखा है टीटी रंगराजन। आई डोंट नो यू हैव हर्ड अबाउट टीटी रंगराजन, अल्मा माटर। अनिल जी, यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड अबाउट दैम ना, अल्मा माटर। आई हैव अटेंडेड वेरियस प्रोग्राम्स ऑफ अल्मा माटर ऑफ टीटी रंगराजन। ही इज अ ऑसम स्पिरिचुअल गुरु। कभी चांस मिले तो आई विल रिक्वेस्ट एवरीवन टू वॉच अ वीडियो एटलीस्ट ऑन यूट्यूब। द वे ही टॉक्स, एक ही जगह पे स्टिल खड़े होकर वो बात करते हैं, बट ओ माय गॉड, द ऑरा, द टॉक, द डायलॉग्स, ओ माय गॉड, ऑसम। बिकॉज वो कहीं ना कहीं उस सब्जेक्ट की अंडरस्टैंडिंग, वो क्रिएटिविटी से वो कॉन्सेप्ट को एक्सप्लेन करना और लोगों के साथ में बहुत ही इजीली कनेक्ट कर पा जाते हैं वो। तो आई रिक्वेस्ट एवरीवन, बिकॉज आई एम अ ग्रेट फॉलोअर ऑफ टीटी रंगराजन, सो कहीं ना कहीं अल्मा माटर। So
Me too.
exact,
I mean, T.T. Rangarajan was someone who was writing his, initially his writings in Frozen Thoughts, a magazine called Frozen Thoughts, if you remember. And you know what? The departmental store Ratnadeep, they had no offers. They never used to have any offers on groceries and stuff. But if you make a billing of 1,000 rupees, they used to give this magazine Frozen Thoughts. Before, if
Okay.
you go and buy your groceries before 10th of every month. And I
Okay.
used to ensure to buy my groceries there just to get the book of T.T. Rangarajan.
awesome.
And his book of all these editorials, what he has written in this Frozen Thoughts, is a beautiful unposted letter. A book unposted letter.
Unposted letter,
Amazing.
exactly.
I'm a big fan of him, actually.
Awesome. So today I will going to cover a lot of quotes or dialogues of T.T. Rangarajan, because I am a good, great follower of, because I got an opportunity to work with him, on one project of Alma Mater when I was working with Smart Training and Consultancy Private Limited, and I was working with Mr. Santosh Nair. So we, because he is also from South, T.T. Rangarajan. So we collaborated together on an Alma Mater project, and we launched his program in Mumbai, in Shanmukananda. And we work together on a particular project. So I got an opportunity to interact with him, meet him personally.
Wow.
So I'm a great fan of him. Awesome. Thank you so much for your sharing, Vijaya ji. So great.
Thank
Frozen Thought, the book which you are talking about. It's a great. If you get a chance to listen to him on YouTube now, just listen one video or one shot of him. You will become a fan of him. If you are really,
His
Yeah,
video on YouTube, I don't remember the name, but he was talking about marital relationships, and it went viral. That audio went viral all over. I don't know. I don't have it now, but I really wish to listen it again.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Great. So this combination, we says, a trainer should be, moving on stage. He should be having that presence on stage, because obviously, because I also conduct a lot of public speaking sessions, so in that one of when how to use body language, we cover one that use your stage, be on stage, you roam around on stage. You can't be still on one particular, a particular place at when you are delivering your particular topic or subject, or when you are delivering a speech. You should move around on stage. You should use stage. We always say that. But I have seen T.T. Rangarajan, he just stand in front of a mic still, but still people can't, move their eyes. वो अपनी आंखें नहीं हटा पाते उनके because obviously every person has that kind of an aura, and we also have to create that aura, so that in our counseling session the participant should not go here and there, they should not move their eyes from us. We should be so inspiring to them, we should be helping them, we should be contributing in their life, we should be providing them a lot of value. So obviously we have to build that kind of an aura for our counselors in the time to come. Awesome. Great. So thank you so much for that sharing. So yeah, this combination can make a great spiritual teacher. Now, let me give four more examples of combination of four. Combination of four. So what is this combination of four? Exactly. And we all are, if you, because I also run a program, as you rightly said, Vijay ji, I have made a lot of, participants. Yeah, Manish ji, exactly. You pointed out very beautiful point. All this kind of a program, if you talk about Alma Mater, if you talk about T.T. Rangarajan, and we also conduct a program called Tiger. And if you want to start a program at 4 o'clock, we exactly start the program at 4 o'clock. If you have paid 40,000 rupees, you are 1 minute late, you will be out of that gate. You will not be allowed to sit in that program. Yes, this builds your discipline, this builds your leadership qualities, and obviously because of that strictness, toughness, and obviously tigers. When I talk about tiger is an acronym, right? So tiger ka T stands for tough. So if you are not disciplined, how you can become tough? So yeah, so it's very, very important. So first you need to work upon yourself, and that's the reason I always remember my guru Santosh Nair. He always used to say कि अगर मैंने 4 बजे बोला है, if I have to start the program at 4 o'clock in the evening, या तो प्रोग्राम स्टार्ट होगा या तो मेरी डेड बॉडी रहेगी. अगर प्रोग्राम नहीं स्टार्ट हुआ तो मैं मर गया हूं, मेरी डेड बॉडी होगी कहीं पे. अदरवाइज द प्रोग्राम विल गोइंग टू स्टार्ट एट 4 PM. मींस सो डिसिप्लिन, मतलब आज तक कभी प्रोग्राम डिले नहीं हुआ. एंड वी ट्राई टू इनकॉर्पोरेट द सेम थिंग इन दिस प्रोग्राम इटसेल्फ. यू मस्ट हैव सीन 8 o'clock, 8:01 वी स्टार्ट द सेशन. आप पार्टिसिपेंट ज्वाइन हुए नहीं हुए, वी डोंट केयर, बट वी स्टार्ट द सेशन एट 8:01. Right, so this is what we also try to and you also try to incorporate that thing in your counseling, in your training as well. That's very, very awesome. Thank you so much, Manish. Awesome. So let's see the combination of four. So spatial, logical, interpersonal, intrapersonal. Okay, self, people smart, logic, mathematical smart, and art smart. Right, so this combination can make a great, exactly, the art therapist. है ना. तो यहाँ पर ये चारों कॉम्बिनेशन है, वेयर with the help of the spatial intelligence, the creativity sense, आप एक creating आर्ट थेरेपी को बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल तरीके से इन फ्रंट ऑफ योर थेरेपिस्ट उसको आप दे पाएंगे. और लॉजिकल मैथमेटिकल टू डिजाइन दैट थेरेपेटिक वेरी पावरफुली, जिसमें वो आपके क्लाइंट के साथ में बराबर से वो उसको ऑब्जर्व कर पाए. एंड इंटरपर्सनल, because you have to build a strong relationship with your client, right, to do that therapy with your client, right. And lastly, obviously self reflection is very, very important for the same. So यहाँ पर ये combination can make a great art therapist. Yes, architect, yes, ये भी बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से होगा, because architect यहाँ पर अगर ये combination है तो वो बहुत ही awesome create करेंगे, ISRO space के अंदर भी. Yes, because logical है उनका, and they are very good with connecting with people, and they also self reflect and spatial visual, which because the creative side, the spatial side of their intelligence can, yes, definitely going to help them in the space cutting bunch. Stage artist, yes, stage artist के लिए यहाँ पर अगर like if they are performing kind of a drama or a skit, थोड़ा सा bodily kinesthetic to showcase their emotions on facial expression and things like that. तो थोड़ा bodily kinesthetic का connect हो जाएगा, तो stage artist के लिए वो एक अच्छा combination bodily kinesthetic का can create, right. तो एक आराधना जी एक एडिशन उसके अंदर अगर हो जाए बॉडीली काइनेस्थेटिक का, तो आर्टिस्ट के लिए बहुत बढ़िया बन सकता है. सो इफ यू सी दिस कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ naturalist, linguistic, logical, spatial, yeah, so they can become great wildlife documentary filmmaker. Also get into the wildlife photography also, right. So naturalist, because nature का connect बहुत अच्छा है, they have deep understanding about the nature, the wildlife and things like that, and they can narrate the documentary very powerfully. वो कम समय में अपनी चीजों को explain कर पाएंगे because of the linguistic command. And वो documentary के story line का structure, the structuring of the lines, the story line, वो सारी चीजों को proper कर पाएंगे. और spatial, obviously come up with the creative part, है ना, हर वो aspect of the wildlife को दिखाना, उसको कैप्चर करना, आप बहुत टाइम लगता है, रिक्वायर लॉट ऑफ पेशेंस, राइट. तो कहीं ना कहीं वहां पर अगर उनका स्पेशल जो क्रिएटिव पार्ट भी उनके साथ होगा, तो दे कैन बिकम ग्रेट इनटू दैट, राइट. सो दिस वाज फ्रॉम माय साइड related to this four intelligence. एग्जैक्टली या एडवेंचर, आराधना जी, एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट्स ट्रेनर, यस, यहाँ पर अगर एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट्स ट्रेनर, जैसे कि बहुत सारा यू मस्ट हैव सीन जहाँ पर एडवेंचरस पे ले जाना होता है और एक ग्रुप को ले जाना होता है, अगर वहां पर ये चीज अगर है आपके अंदर तो बहुत बढ़िया हो जाएगी। अगर एक ग्रुप को एडवेंचरस स्पोर्ट्स या ट्रिप पे ले जाना है, वहां पर अगर उनका इंटरपर्सनल भी इसमें कनेक्ट हो गया तो और ज्यादा मैजिक क्रिएट करेगा। या ट्रैकिंग इंस्ट्रक्टर, तो ट्रैकिंग इंस्ट्रक्टर के साथ में अगर उनका इंटरपर्सनल भी आ जाएगा तो और ज्यादा ऑसम, यू नो, दे कैन इजीली कनेक्ट विद पीपल एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट। सेम गोज विद टूर गाइड। ऑसम, ऑसम Sarika ji, great. So let me share last two examples. I think you are getting what I'm trying to showcase here in the combination. So linguistic, logical, bodily, kinesthetic, and naturalist makes a great science communicator. In our previous batch, in the 11th batch, we had one participant called Kailash ji. He was a guy from a science background, a science communicator. तो साइंटिस्ट वगैरह के वो बैकग्राउंड से आते थे, तो कहीं ना कहीं वहां पर बिकम अ साइंस कम्युनिकेटर। पहले तो ऑब्वियसली टू कम्युनिकेट वर्बल लिंग्विस्टिक शुड बी वेरी हाई, है ना, ताकि वो एक्सप्लेन कर सके साइंस के कॉन्सेप्ट को। ऑब्वियसली लॉजिकल, मैथमेटिकल, वो डेटा को एनालाइज कर पाए। परफॉर्मिंग दैट एक्सपेरिमेंट लाइव, उसके लिए बॉडीली काइनेस्थेटिक का बहुत ज्यादा उपयोग होगा, जरूर पड़ेगा। एंड नेचुरलिस्ट, जहाँ पे साइंस को नेचुरल वर्ल्ड के साथ डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करने के लिए भी बहुत ज्यादा हेल्प लगेगा नेचुरलिस्ट का। ये कॉम्बिनेशन कहीं ना कहीं एक बढ़िया प्रोफेशन ओपन करता है। वेदर जर्नलिस्ट, ओके, ऑसम, यू कैन से दैट वेदर जर्नलिस्ट भी एक बहुत बढ़िया ऑप्शन है, जहां पर लॉजिकल एंड नेचुरलिस्ट का कॉम्बिनेशन, बॉडीली काइनेस्थेटिक और वर्बल लिंग्विस्टिक, तो वो जो है जो फोरकास्टिंग है वो बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से वो है ना एक्सप्लेन कर पाएंगे बिकॉज ऑफ द वर्बल कमांड। ऑसम, ब्यूटीफुल एग्जांपल। लॉजिकल, स्पेशल, विजुअल, logical, you have spatial, means logical means logic, number smart, spatial is art smart, visual is you are kind of a art smart, and intra is you self smart, right? So now you tell me, now audience you tell me, मनीष जी का ये कॉम्बिनेशन है, ये कॉम्बिनेशन क्या एक अच्छा करियर ओपन अप करता है, बताइए मुझे। जहाँ पर दे हैव गुड ही हैव गुड अंडरस्टैंडिंग अबाउट द डेटा, जहाँ पर वो एनालाइज कर सकते हैं, डेटा को इनकॉर्पोरेट कर सकते हैं, एनालिटिकल स्किल बहुत अच्छी है। एंड ही इज ऑल्सो वेरी आर्टिस्टिक काइंड ऑफ अ पर्सन, जहाँ पर उनका क्रिएटिविटी भी बहुत अच्छा है, स्पेशल, विजुअल, इंट्रापर्सनल भी बहुत अच्छा है, ओके, डेटा साइंस के अंदर, फिल्म मेकिंग के अंदर। एंड लेट मी टेल यू मनीष जी, इफ यू हैव इफ यू डेवलप और यू कैन डेवलप, obviously you have a good verbal linguistic also, I would say, if you work upon the remedies of verbal linguistic, तो आपका financial analyst के लिए, market market analysis करने में you can create magic in that particular field as a okay, so I am a chartered accountant, chairman of, okay, that's great. So you are already into that CA का field. तो अगर आपने थोड़ा सा वर्बल लिंग्विस्टिक के ऊपर और थोड़ा, बिकॉज चार्टर्ड अकाउंट एज अ CA यू आर वर्किंग एज अ बैकग्राउंड, बट अगर आप थोड़ा सा, बिकॉज आपका वर्बल लिंग्विस्टिक मिसिंग है, अगर आपका वर्बल लिंग्विस्टिक को थोड़ा सा और यू कैन एक्वायर ना, तो आप एज अ कम्युनिकेटर, जहां पर आपका नंबर्स की समझ और वो क्रिएटिविटी के साथ में एक्सप्लेन करना, लोगों तक अगर पहुंचाना अच्छी तरीके से, वो कॉन्सेप्ट को डिफिकल्ट जो मार्केट शेयर्स को होता है, कहाँ पे दे हैव टू मेक द डिसीजन एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट, वो बहुत बढ़िया एक आपका प्रोफेशन ओपन हो सकता है आपके लिए। Okay, you score very good in UPSC as well. Awesome, awesome, because of your logical and kahin na kahin because of your spatial, visual and intrapersonal, because you are a person who do a lot of introspection, आपने बहुत introspect किया, बहुत मेहनत की, and because of that you have done that. Awesome. Fundraiser, okay, great. So definitely we'll go and get in touch with you whenever we have to raise any kind of a fund for our companies. Awesome, great. So let see the last example, spatial, interpersonal, musical and bodily kinesthetic. So this you see, music का sense है, bodily kinesthetic भी है, they can also make people do what they want people should do, and very creatively they also are art smart. तो यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हो, they can also become choreographer. Now they know how to dance, they have music sense, they have the good body command, balance and everything. Now they can also interact with people very well, they are people smart, so they can make people dance. Yeah, so you're getting the combination now. Before that, music and bodily, they can become great dancers, solo dancer or a Bharatnatyam dancer, because they have the good sense about this too. But now they can also teach people because of the interpersonal, and they can come up with different creative art form in dancing because of the spatial the art smart intelligence. ये कहीं ना कहीं बहुत बड़ी तरीके से क्रू के साथ में, लोगों के साथ में काम कर पाएंगे. यू कैन सी वन मोर एग्जांपल, आई हैव गिवन डायरेक्टर ऑफ अ लाइव थिएटर प्रोडक्शन. एक लाइव थिएटर प्रोडक्शन करना है, एक लाइव शो करना है थिएटर्स का, तो वहां पर भी अ पर्सन हु हैव दिस फोर इंटेलिजेंस कैन डू मैजिक, right? So this is the combination which I was trying to share with you all, and how the career, the profession open up with the help of this combination. I hope now you got some clarity about the combination. Yeah, so thank you so much. You have also given your input in the chat box कि ये कैसे ना चीजें होती है, और हम आपको और भी हेल्प करेंगे. So मनीष जी, बिकॉज 2 सेशंस और भी बाकी है, तो हाउ यू कैन टेक द हेल्प ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, यू नो, और कैसे आप उसकी मदद लेकर अपने आप को और बढ़िया तरीके से. आई होप आई एम ऑडिबल. आई होप आई एम ऑडिबल. आई एम ऑडिबल because I can see
Yes.
error on
Loud
my
and
screen.
clear. Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So this was the combination, and how the combination opens up career. I have shown you my perspective, right? So I hope you got some clarity how the combination open up career and opens up profession, right? Now, obviously, you have also, you know, put your view on in the chat box for the same. Now, what I have to give you is a assignment for the same, a small assignment. Last time, you know, Amit ji was asking me, you know, in the sheet, in the Google Excel sheet, there was one last column in that, you know, after the 8 intelligence, the combination. Now you have to fill and you have to work upon that last part of the assignment. So what you have to do, you have to come up with 2 combination, whatever 2 combination you feels from that 8 intelligence, and come up with a career. Now, what career open up with this, with the help of these 2 intelligence? Be creative. Whatever I shared here, like around 6 or 7 or 8 examples I have given you, so you can come up with your combination of 2, at least 5 minimum, 5 2 combination, 5 3 ka combination, and 5 4 ka combination. So assignment is very simple. Go in that Excel sheet. You have to go in that Excel sheet. You have to go under your tab, and at the last part, after the 8 intelligence ka thing, you will see, you know, you have to come up with a combination. So first you have to come up with 2 combination, any 2, whatever you feel, it's purely on you. So come with 2 combination and the profession, and why you feel that profession opens up. You know, I have also given you the explanation in the chat, in the PPT. If you have seen, you know, I was explaining to become a lawyer should be very good with the verbal linguistic, uska, you know, court ke andar, you know, command acha hona chahiye and things like that. Same way, you have to give little bit of explanation, not in detail, in brief, right? So come up with 5 example of 2, come up with 5 example of 3, come up with 5 example for 4 combination. Is it clear? Is it clear? The assignment is clear to everyone. This way, you know, we will be having a bunch of examples in that Excel sheet, right? And it's kind of a, you know, help for everyone. So this, till here, the things are clear. The combination, how the combination works together, and how the combination makes up career and profession. So if it's clear, please type clear in the chat box. Okay, Aradhana, you have a question, please. Yeah.
Yeah, for the assignment, like the combination, the column for the combination given, it says as an example that there are 2 learning skills combined. So, like, do we do a combination of 2 5 times, 5 different combinations, or
Exactly.
the numbers might differ? One could be a combination of 2, one could be a combination of 3. Is it like that?
5 example of combination, any 2 combination from that 8
Any
intelligence.
2
Pick
combination.
any two for minimum 5 example for 2, and minimum 5 for 3. Pick any 3 and make up a career or a profession according to you with the help of your research, and the combination of 4. Pick any 4 and give minimum 5 example for the same.
Okay.
So total, if you see, you have to come up with 15. Combination of 2 5, combination of 3 5, and combination of 4 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can pick any combination. It's purely on you, right? It's a kind of a research you will going to do at your end. Okay, so Manish ji, you say, sir, do you share your talk in? So can you please unmute and, you know, I didn't understand what you're trying to say.
No, sir, your PPT sort of thing, na?
You
Mhm.
shared material. Initially, you shared some material. Those material are carrying the three things. But other than the material, whatever you have talked about, I want, if you have those in words written, you share that.
And we're going to share the recording, everything with you. Don't worry about that.
Now, recording again, we have to sit and listen. So that much time we don't have.
So you can take the screenshot when I'm sharing the screen now, or we are sharing the screen. So you can take the
Ha,
screenshot
those
and you can.
screenshots, na? Those
हाँ,
screen PPT, that PPT you can share with us, na?
चलो ठीक है. We don't share that, but still, what you can do, I'll request you for the same, little bit your effort is also required. So whenever you get a recording, after all the session, you're going to get the recording. When you see obviously you don't go and see the whole recording because you have already attended the live session. So when the whole screen comes, the full PPT comes, take the screenshot from that particular video. So you're going to find the screenshot.
But
Yeah.
still, I'll suggest you to share the PPT.
It's kind of a IP, because we don't share that, but still, the screenshot of this combination, I will try,
Those who haven't listened, you won't make much out of those PPT. So in any case, people are required to listen to you or see your recordings.
okay, surely what we will do, we'll try to, incorporate that particular stuff in the LMS also. Awesome. Thank you so much for that.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
Am I
yeah,
audible?
Sagar. Yeah, you're very much audible.
Sir, for these 15 combinations, for each of them, we have to write the traits, remedies, profession as we are writing, or
No,
only one?
only two. So for example, I have given the combination of verbal linguistic and logical, for example. So you can make that two combination, and according to what profession open up, and why you feel that profession open up. That's it. A small reason or a remark for the same. That's it. Now you can come up a second combination of two, like for example, bodily kinesthetic and verbal linguistic, for example. So you can come up with this combination and what profession according to you open up and why you feel so. Right? This way, combination of three, for example, intrapersonal, interpersonal, and verbal linguistic. These three combination you pick and you come up with a profession. Write a profession there and why you feel that this profession is, with the help of these three intelligence, this profession is very, well suited according to you. So you can put a remark or a brief an explanation about the same. That's it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So you don't have to go in detail about the trait because you have already done that. No, you're already aware about the individual intelligence now. Now you have to work on or understand the combination. Okay, so minimum 5 I'm saying, if you have, you can put maximum 10 or whatever you feel so. Awesome, great. So I hope Ramaji, you got the clarity. Now the assignment is clear to everyone. Awesome, great. So what we will do now, the theory part will finish here, and now we'll go to the exciting part, which is sales and marketing. But before we start that, let's take a 5-minute break, a short break. After that short break, we're going to jump into the sales and marketing, which is, I am very excited for the same. So let's get started with that, but after a 5-minute break. So it's, you can say 8:58. We'll come back at 9:05. So no, 5 not 7-minute break. So 9:05 we'll start the sales and marketing stuff, right? So it's 8:58, 9:05 we're going to join back. So let's take a short break. Thank you so much. Okay, so welcome back. I hope you all are back from the short break. If yes, please type yes in the chat box. Awesome, awesome, great. Thank you so much. So let's get started with the most awaiting part, about this program, which is sales and marketing. So in these 3 sessions, we're going to share a lot of things, a lot of strategies, a lot of, process systems and things like that, which is directly connected with sales and marketing, right? Great. So without any further ado, let's get started with sales and marketing. But before that, before we start talking about sales and marketing, let me stop this screen, because for sales, for marketing, obviously a lot of things is required, right? So first couple of things I want to get it very clear from you all, because almost we have covered all the theories and things like that. We are almost on the last phase of this program, right? And after that the assessment will get started, the practical, the theory assessment, and the convocation ceremony, the celebration and everything. Okay, but before that, I just want to ask you one question. Obviously you're gaining new knowledge, new information, and a new certification. So getting a certification, a new certification or new knowledge, it's a privilege or it's a responsibility? This is my question to you. What you feel? Obviously, if you think, psychometric assessment, you have seen the statistic, everything, around why this psychometric analysis is required, what is the requirement of this in the world, where the students, where the youths are going and things like that. So getting this certification, it's what? It's kind of a privilege or it's a responsibility. So I can see here in the chat box, you all says, it's a responsibility. Ramaji says, Sakarika ji says, it's both. Responsibility, huge responsibility. Amit ji says, both responsibility, and both. Awesome. Yeah, Anil ji, you want to add into this? Yeah, you want to say something, please.
Yeah, so it can't be just expressed in 2 words, anything that we acquire anew,
Right.
any such qualification, whether it's counselor, coach, or advisor, or whatever,
Right.
it's a privilege, because not many of your tribe are there out in the world.
True.
So it's a privilege. But with that privilege comes a huge responsibility as well.
Awesome.
Because you have to interact with people, you have to shape their careers, you have to shape their behaviors, and you have to shape their personalities. So it's both a privilege as well as responsibility. First privilege and then responsibility. Both.
That's great. Awesomely said, right? Great, awesome. As you rightly said, and many of you have put it in the chat box, both, and it says huge responsibility. Awesomely said. Yes, obviously, when you go through a program, when you study new things, right? Obviously, you put a lot of efforts, you put a lot of time in that, right? Obviously, you also inputs your hard-earned money. So obviously, once you get certified, because not all get certified, right? Few get certified, who obviously, now in your batch itself, you will see not all are getting certification, at the end. You will see, because this journey is very tough when your practical, when your theory will get started. So कई हमने देखा है in the batch, in the previous batches, few gets drop out in the journey. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि उनको आगे मौका नहीं मिलेगा. They get an opportunity in the next batch to join the batch again. We have seen few participants जो 3 batches से try कर रहे थे, finally they got the certification after attempting the 3rd time. Yeah. So yes, obviously, when you do a lot of efforts, when you get the certification, so you should celebrate. It's a privilege. Yeah, as you rightly said, Anilji. It's a privilege. You should celebrate. But after the celebration, here comes the responsibility, which is huge on you now. You can't sit at home with that certification that I got a certification of a psychometric counselor. I'm a government certified counselor now. But what about the world? What about the challenges which you have learned and understood in this program? People need your services. People are waiting for your services. They are in challenge. They are in trouble. They are in problem. So you have to go and make people aware about this thing, that I'm here to help you, to guide you, to support you, to contribute in your personal and professional life. So we have to go out, right? And it will require a lot of pain. It will be a lot of sacrifice जो आपने पहले कभी नहीं किया है. You have to do a lot of things, new things, right? You have to break your paradigm. You have to break your comfort zone. You have to do new things which you are not doing right now, because now you have huge responsibility on you, right? So after getting the certification, It's not like that. I have seen people, you know, they try. If they get the result, they continue. If they didn't get the result, they go for another program, another certification. Let me tell you, this is, you know, obviously psychometric counseling. World awaits your services, and our world awaits this particular kind of a contribution from you, because 84%, we have seen the statistic, 84% people require, because they have very level of confusion in their life, in their career. So a lot of people are waiting your services, and it's a huge responsibility on all of us to go out. वो कहते हैं ना कि प्यासा कुएं के पास जाता है, कुआं प्यासे के पास नहीं आता है. So you have to go and contribute in people's life. That's very, very important. Now, as you rightly said, privilege, obviously you should celebrate, but more than that, you should have great responsibility on you to contribute to the society. Now, obviously, the second part, sales and marketing, you all know it's a big subject, right? It's a big subject. Sometimes we conduct sessions, you know, residential programs on sales, on leadership, on marketing. So it's like a 2-day, 3-day, a whole day program. Recently, I conducted a program in Anand Madhuban Resort, a 3-day program on sales. Now we are talking about learning sales and marketing together in this, 2-3 hours ka session, like in a couple of sessions. It's not possible. But yes, what we're going to try to teach you or going to share with you is the proven thing which we are using in this counseling. So obviously sales and marketing is a broader subject, broader term, but we're going to cover all that stuff which is really helpful to scale up your counseling business, which we are using. So we will going to share the proven things which we have already used in our company. We got the result, and we're going to share that with you. So all that strategies, all that templates, all that understanding about sales and marketing in this counseling field, we're going to share with you. So definitely we got the result. You're also going to get the result if you incorporate that learning in your professional journey, right? So I made my point clear. Obviously, we're going to try to cover all the possible points which will definitely going to scale up your counseling business. Yeah. But yes, sales and marketing is for everyone, right? Not only for counseling. You can utilize or incorporate all this sales and marketing or learning in your other professional business as well. You can also teach this thing to other people, because this is really helpful for your personal branding, your personal marketing, and your company's marketing, your company's awareness or branding. And you can also do the awareness and branding for your counseling business as well, right? So we will going to stick to the counseling part. So sales and marketing, yeah. But there is a kind of a, you can say a mindset of people that sales is not my cup of tea. Sales is like, मैं नहीं, ये sales मेरे लिए नहीं है. वो कुछ लोगों के लिए sales होता है. You must have heard this, sales मेरे बस का बात नहीं है. I can't do sales, You must have heard this kind of a thing, right? Because sales के लिए तो बाहर जाना पड़ता है, लोगों से बात करना पड़ता है, and people will going to reject me, shut the door in front of me. तो मुझे थोड़ा सा बेशरम भी होना पड़ता है, मुझे अपने ईगो को साइड में रखना पड़ता है. Yes, I have learned a beautiful concept or a beautiful dialogue from my guru Santosh Nayak ji. He's a biggest sales person. उनका रेशो 1:1 है. मतलब हर क्लाइंट के पास जाएंगे वो सेल्स करके ही आते हैं. उन्होंने कहा सेल्स के अंदर ना आपके पास बेशर्मी की पीएचडी होनी चाहिए. You should have the बेशर्मी की पीएचडी. मतलब आपको कभी ऐसा फील नहीं होना चाहिए. You should be like a consultant. For example, as a counselor, you don't have to be a counselor. You have to be a business consultant as a freelancer or as a solopreneur or as an entrepreneur. You have to be a consultant. A consultant का काम क्या है? A consultant job is to identify the problem and provide solution to people. If you can provide the solution, go and solve their problem. If you can't help them, connect with the people who can provide them solution. So you are a business consultant. You're not going to talk about counseling. Obviously, first you need to identify. तो वो सारी चीजें हम समझेंगे. But we have seen people start talking about, I am a certified counselor, I am into this, I am into that. People are not interested in that. How you can identify the problem and how you can provide them solution, people are interested in that. So sales, let me come back to sales. This term, this mindset of people that sale is not for me. So let me tell you, if you see the meaning of sales, it's kind of a transaction. You do transaction. For example, if I want to get something, so I give something, and in return I get something, right? It can be a money, or it can be any energy exchange or something like that, right? So in a broader sense, if you see now, selling is kind of we all do this, which is kind of an engagement. We engage in a form of selling, जहाँ पर हम we influence people on a daily basis, जहाँ पर लोगों को influence करते हैं to make people agree on our viewpoint, For example, what Abhilash and I are doing, we are making you, connect with our viewpoint about the psychometric counseling, right? So we are doing a transaction. We are selling our point, our viewpoint in front of you, right? Sometimes we negotiate with people, better deal के लिए negotiate करते हैं, simple as that. हम बहुत बार करते हैं daily, daily life में, especially females. अभी तो मेल भी करते हैं. When you go to market, एक धनिया वाले के पास जाके you give 10 rupees and ask them कि भैया धनिया देना 10 रुपए का, and we say धनिया के साथ थोड़ा सा वो curry leaves भी free देना, and he says ना मैडम ये अलग से 10 rupees का है, प्लीज थोड़ा सा दे देना उसके अंदर. So what we try to do, we try to do the transaction, the negotiation with that धनिया वाला, that vegetable shop वाला. Yeah, simply I will say, we all do this. It's a natural part of our human interaction. And if you say in the broader term, we all do sales on a daily basis. Let me give an example. From childhood, agar mujhe mere mummy papa say something, if I want to get it, what we used to do, we used to make them convince, वो सारे tantrums, वो सारी dialogue, वो सारी emotions रो के गिड़गिड़ा के, we used to make them aware. अगर पापा से होता है ठीक है, मम्मा से होता है emotionally तो ठीक है, and we used to get what we want in our childhood, right? That's what is that? It's a transaction. It's kind of a sales. And now, if you see, same things as a parent we are doing. Recently, my little one, my younger one, asked me for a smartwatch. I said, Papa, I want smartwatch. I said, okay, I will going to give you a smartwatch. And we all do this, I said, hey, beta, in your exam, if I see your name on the board, your next day, smartwatch will be on your wrist. तो मैंने ये नहीं कहा मार्क्स ज्यादा लाना है, पास होना है, पढ़ाई ज्यादा करना है. सिंपल मैंने कहा आई वांट टू सी योर नेम ऑन द क्लासरूम का बोर्ड, बिकॉज द स्कूल दे राइट द टॉप 3 का नेम्स ऑन द बोर्ड, राइट? सो आई आस्क्ड हिम कि if I see your name on the board during the parent teacher meeting or during the report card day, opening day, so the wristwatch will be yours. So what I'm trying to do, I'm doing a transaction, हाँ बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स करते हैं, खाना खा ले, होमवर्क कर ले, तो आई विल गोइंग टू गिव यू द सेल फोन, द मोबाइल यू विल गोइंग टू गेट, ये अगर कर लेगा तो ये मिलेगा. So what we are doing sales, transaction. हाँ, normally I am from Mumbai. हमारे लिए ना कैब को और ऑटो रिक्शा को कन्विंस करना इट्स लाइक अ बिगेस्ट टास्क. सो प्लीज भैया, प्लीज यार बहुत लेट हो रहा है, प्लीज छोड़ देना है, अंधेरी जाना है, वो अरे मेरा एग्जाम है, मेरा ये है, मेरा मीटिंग है, प्लीज प्लीज प्लीज. तो ट्राई टू कन्विंस दैट रिक्शा वाला और द कैब वाला. सो व्हाट वी आर डूइंग, वी आर इन्फ्लुएंसिंग देम, वी आर मेकिंग देम कनेक्ट विद, और ट्रांजैक्शन चल रहा है, वी आर डूइंग सेल्स. So we all do that. So yes, obviously we all are not master in that, because it's a skill. If you practice that skill, you become master in that. Same way, every skill which you have acquired, which you have learned, you have practiced it on a daily basis, on a continuous basis, then only you become an expert and master in that particular skill. Same way, if you practice sales, you will be a master in that. So I'm not trying to say that you become a master in sales. At least you should know, you should be aware about sales, because if you want to have a sales team or you want to outsource sales, but at least you should know sales as the basic. So that, when you have a team, when you have people around you, they should not make fool out of you, because you are aware about sales, you are aware about marketing. So at least you should know the basic of that, right? And it's obviously your choice. You want to master that, you continuously practice that, you become master in that, right? So are you ready to master this particular skill? Sales, yeah, because let me tell you why to master, because sales is the only department, and let me tell you, I will be very excited, I will be very loud in today's session, because this is my favorite subject, because sales is the only department which gives you revenue, which will help you achieve your dreams, your vision, your mission in the company. This is the only department will give you the cash flow to make the other department healthy. Do you all agree with me? अगर कंपनी में सेल्स ही नहीं आएगा, पैसा ही नहीं आएगा, तो व्हाट अबाउट द अदर डिपार्टमेंट? आप मार्केटिंग कैसे करेंगे, आप अपने टीम को कैसे मोटिवेट करेंगे, हाउ यू गोइंग टू डू दैट? सो सेल्स इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, माय डियर फ्रेंड्स. व्हाई पीपल स्टॉप, फेल? बिकॉज दे आर नॉट मास्टरिंग दिस ब्यूटीफुल स्किल. Very simple things you have to do, but yeah, Anil ji.
If you don't mind, I would like to share a story.
Okay.
So this was in 2020 September.
Okay.
One of my insurance policies had matured. So I went to the office, and I had to wait for about 30-40 minutes for completing documentation and all that. So I was patched up with a senior advisor from there, from the company. Very senior advisor. I was chatting with him. He asked me about my history and all that. And suddenly he said, "Why don't you come into insurance?"
Okay.
And my reply was immediately reactive, responsive, or whatever, my block. I had a block. I said, "I'm not a salesman. I cannot sell." Okay. Next 15 to 20 minutes, this guy coached me. He said, "You don't have to sell." I said, "What are you saying? If I don't have to, if I don't have to sell, how can I be called an insurance advisor?" He said, "Exactly. You said it. You are advisor. You are not seller."
Awesome.
Okay. You don't have to sell. You have to help people buy what their need is.
Awesome.
So first of all, find out the need. Let people realize that this is my need.
Exactly.
They know, but they don't realize.
True.
And once you make them realize that this is my need, they buy.
Truly. We all do say the same thing, as a customer. Yeah.
That was in September 2020. October 2020, I became insurance advisor.
Awesome.
And December 2023, I completed MDRT.
Oh, that's great. $1 Million Roundtable. Awesome. Great. That's
Okay,
great.
so that's what happens once you know exactly what selling is all about.
Awesome. Awesome. Great sharing. That's the reason I was saying, you are not a counselor. When you approach a particular client, you are a consultant. You are a business consultant who are here to identify the problem, as you said, need, the desire of a person, and then you provide them solution, identify the need, and give them what they want, and people will buy it. Yeah. So first, for that, obviously you require something, so I'm definitely going to cover all this, how you're going to identify the problem, how you're going to identify the need of your customers, how you can start the conversation with your client, with your prospects in the time to come. But before that, your mindset should be there. Do you really want to, you believe that I can do it? I can do magic in sales. I can bring revenue for my company. I can bring revenue in my business. So first thing is very, very important. यहाँ तो मैंने अभी तक बात भी नहीं की है sales की. Now I'm just talking about your mindset, because mindset is very, very important. Right? So the first thing I want to share with you all is in this sales and marketing. Before you learn sales or marketing, you should have a belief that, I can do it. I can do it. I can learn it. I can master this particular skill, and I can bring revenue for my company, for myself, and things like that. Right? So you should have a belief. That's very, very important to learn any new skill, especially when you talk about sales, because sales is a skill जहाँ पर बहुत, you will see a lot of pain, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of, you have to break the comfort zone, you have to break your paradigms and things like that. It's not an easy skill to acquire, but once you acquire that, you're going to love this particular thing, because this skills will going to give you whatever you want to do or whatever you want to achieve in your life and business. This skill will going to help you achieve whatever you want. Yeah. So belief is very, very important, because it says your belief creates your reality. So it starts with your mindset. It starts with your belief. If you are ready to learn this particular skill, and if you are very convinced about your product and services, for example, if you talk about psychometric counseling, so first you should have a belief in yourself that I will be in a position to contribute to the world. I will be in a position to help people in the time to come. So you should have that mindset. You should have a belief that, yes, I can do it. I always say, YGB, you got to believe I can do it. YGB, you got to believe I can do it. If you do that, let me tell you, you will be in a position to acquire that in the long run. And it starts with your belief. It's your thought. It's with your, with your emotions, which is then in your mind. Because you must have heard, your thought becomes your words. Whatever you think, you speak the same. Whatever you speak, you act on the same. So your thought becomes your words becomes your actions. What actions you continuously take becomes your habit. बार-बार एक ही action आप लेते हो, that becomes your habit, and your habit makes your character, and your character defines your destiny, what kind of a character you are, right? So it starts with a single thought, with a single, belief, the mindset which you have. If you believe that I can do it great in this psychometric counseling business, nobody can stop you, because your belief creates your reality. Now, one more beautiful thing you must have heard in various, in various books. You are the co-author of your destiny. God says you write whatever you want to achieve, take actions, and I will help you. I will say that tathastu, you will be achieving all that things, whatever you want in your life, in your business. So you are the co-author of your destiny. So it starts with your mindset, it starts with your belief. Now I want to quote T.T. Rangarajan, a beautiful quote, one of my favorite on belief. The belief that you hold in the beginning of the journey. Oh my God. Wonderfully said by T.T. Rangarajan. The belief that you hold in the beginning of the journey defines the journey. Oh my God, that's awesome saying, The belief that you hold in the beginning of the journey defines the journey का मतलब बहुत simple है. जो आप शुरुआत में सोचते हो वही आपका destination, वही journey में आप करते हो. If you have a belief that I will going to create magic, ये मैं कर सकता हूँ, I will contribute in people's life, I will make transformation, I will going to transform people's life, I will going to help them in their professional journey. If you have that belief, तो आपका destination, आपका journey भी वैसा ही होगा. You will find ways to do that. The belief that you hold in the beginning of the journey defines the journey. Wonderfully said. One more quote of T.T. Rangarajan on belief. He says, when the one within you believes you. Awesomely said. My favorite. When the one within you believes you, if nobody believes you, there is no force in the entire world that can stop you to reach the finishing line. Oh my God. Awesome. When the one within you believes you, if nobody believes you, there is no force in the entire world that can stop you to reach the finishing line. अगर आपको अपने ऊपर विश्वास है, दुनिया की कोई भी चीज आप पे विश्वास नहीं करती है, फिर भी आप अपने डेस्टिनेशन तक, अपने फिनिशिंग लाइन तक पहुंच जाएंगे, बिकॉज यू बिलीव इन योरसेल्फ. दैट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट माय डियर फ्रेंड्स. तो यहाँ पर सेल्स, मार्केटिंग, व्हाटएवर यू विल गोइंग टू डू इन द जर्नी, बिफोर दैट यू शुड हैव दैट माइंडसेट, यू शुड हैव दैट बिलीव दैट आई कैन डू इट. आई जस्ट वांट टू आस्क यू वन क्वेश्चन बिफोर वी प्रोसीड इन द सेल्स का पार्ट. डू यू ऑल नो अमिताभ बच्चन? वी ऑल नो अमिताभ बच्चन, यस? Do we all know Amitabh Bachchan, the superstar? Yeah? Obviously, ये तो एक ऐसा क्वेश्चन है कि हम सब जानते हैं. So you can unmute and speak directly ना. अभी chat box में मत डालिए, because ये मैं बहुत quickly करूँगा. This is not the question. My question, the real question is, we all know Amitabh Bachchan. It's a very simple question, right?
Yes.
Have you heard about the journey of Amitabh Bachchan, right? जहाँ पर we all have heard or read somewhere जहाँ पे Amitabh Bachchan would become bankrupt, ABC Corporation ने उसका डूब किया था and things like that. Have you heard that story? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
And we all know from that, from the hero to zero, he bounced back from that KBC ka,
Yeah.
TV ka show, and then he becomes hero again. So he bounced back from that bankruptcy and he gained that stardom again. We all have heard this story, yes?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. कोई है जो उसने नहीं सुना है ये स्टोरी को? You
Yes.
can say, you can write I. If you have not heard about Amitabh Bachchan and you are not aware about Amitabh Bachchan. So now my real question comes here. We all know Amitabh Bachchan. We have heard about Amitabh Bachchan's stories. So now my question to you all. Now this is my main question. If Amitabh Bachchan goes back zero again, do you believe that Amitabh Bachchan can bounce back and achieve whatever he want to achieve once again? If you go
Of
back
course,
to
yes.
zero and okay, let me repeat the question again. Amitabh Bachchan is now bounce back and become the superstar again. If the same situation comes back again and he goes back to zero, do you believe that Amitabh Bachchan can bounce back and become that superstar again? Yes or no? Now you can put in the chat box. Yes or no? Yeah, Vijay ji, you said yes. Thank you so much. Anil ji said yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay, Namita ji says yes and sooner. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, Rama ji says yes. Okay, that's great. That's awesome. Oh, great. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for that. So you all believe that Amitabh Bachchan can bounce back and regain his stardom. Okay, awesome. Now, one more question to you. Do you know Amitabh Bachchan personally? क्या आपका कोई रिश्तेदार है या कोई मामा काका, कोई ऐसा कोई कनेक्ट है, रिलेटिव है, या आपके कोई थ्रू फ्रेंड्स के थ्रू आप कभी मिले हो कॉफी पे, चाय पे? Anyone personally? You
No,
know Amitabh
no,
Bachchan?
no,
No.
no.
Okay, you all you have not met personally Amitabh Bachchan. Huh. आप पर्सनली मिले नहीं हो, पर्सनली अमिताभ बच्चन को जानते नहीं हो. यू हैव हर्ड अबाउट अमिताभ बच्चन ऑन स्क्रीन, ऑन शॉर्ट स्मॉल स्क्रीन एंड बिग स्क्रीन, बट स्टिल यू हैव सो मच बिलीव ऑन अमिताभ बच्चन दैट अमिताभ बच्चन कैन बाउंस बैक and achieve the stardom again. But the person you meet every day, every single day, the first thing you see yourself in the morning, what about your belief on yourself? You doubt yourself most of the time कि यार ये मेरे से नहीं होगा, ये psychometric counseling, ये business, ये चीज, ये training, ये मेरे से नहीं हो सकता, ये मैं नहीं कर सकता. You believe Amitabh Bachchan so well, but what about yourself? Can we have the same belief on ourselves जिसके साथ 24/7 365 day we are? Just imagine if the same belief, if the same kind of an attachment of the belief, of the mindset, if you have with your goals and with your life, what kind of a life will be? But the thing is that right? So my dear friends, that's the reason I always say, the belief that you hold in the beginning of the journey defines the journey. Very, very important. So, so you get what you are, or what you do, or what you contribute to the society. Right? It's very, very important. Right? So that's the reason, first you need to believe in yourself. If you have that belief on yourself, then you have to be having a belief on your product and services. If you have that belief on your product and services, then only that conviction, the communication, the conversation will start. And then you should have a belief on your company. If you have your own company, you should have that belief. Or if you are representing any company, you're doing a job, or you're representing Guru School, for example, you should have a belief on that company. That company is also best. If you believe yourself, you don't believe your product and services, फिर भी conviction नहीं आएगा. So first you should have a belief in yourself, then you should have a belief in your product and services. And today's time you should have that. Why? Because अभी हर एक बंदा product और service बढ़िया देने में लगा हुआ है. So today's time is not about competing on product and services. Today's time is about how you create experience in people's life with the product and services which you have. A lot of counselors are there. How are you going to create that experience with the counseling? You're going to create magic in your professional journey. So you should have a belief in your product and services, and you should have a belief in your company. The end. Very, very important. Now you will say, okay, why? First believe in myself, and then my product and services, then my company. Now I will take you to the sales ka pehla aspect. The sales ka pehla, the slide which I'm sharing with you. Customers are very smart. Customer first buy you as a salesperson. Means I'm talking about you, means you as a counselor, you as a consultant, you as a trainer. Customer first buy you, then they buy the company, and then thirdly they buy the product. So what we do, we hide behind the company and the product. Okay, I have a beautiful concept called psychometric counseling. It's based on Dr. Howard Gardner multiple intelligence. Okay, the company behind this is DMRC, for example, the research agency. The customer don't want to hear that. They will say, okay, isko side mein karo, isko side mein karo. You come in front. You say how you going to solve my life, how you going to solve my problem, how you going to help me in gaining whatever I want to gain in my life, how you going to remove the pain in my life. You tell me how you can do that. So customers first, we also do that, and let me prove this with an example. Very simple example. Customer first buy the salesperson, then the company, then the product. Let me give the example. We all go to parlor, we all go to salon, right? It's a simple example. We all go to parlor and salon, and we all have that one person from whom we do that cutting, haircut, or whatever we want to do in that parlor or in that salon. If I'll talk about me, I have that favorite person by the name. Let me take an example of a name, Pappu. That Pappu is my favorite, If I go to that salon, if that Pappu is not there, if the other chairs are empty, still I will ask the owner, where is Pappu? If he says that abhi wo bahar gaya, thodi der ke baad aayega, so I will wait for that particular person. I will not sit on that different chairs which are empty. Or sometimes if that particular person say, the owner say the Pappu is on leave today, tomorrow he will come, I will come back. I will delay my haircut. I will come back tomorrow and I will do my haircut. We all do that with parlors. जो भी females जाती होगी, अगर आपका favorite जो hair stylist है, अगर वो नहीं है, तो you will not sit on that chair to do your haircut, to do your facial, or whatever you want to do. We are so concerned about that person because we are not concerned about what brand they are using, what kind of a company they are. But yes, initially to get into that salon or that parlor, first we seen that brand. Okay, yeah, acha salon lag raha hai. The ambience is also good. You get the entry in that. But after that, you have never seen that, कि कौन सा वो tool use कर रहा है to do the haircut or something like that. Still, अगर पप्पू ने salon change कर दिया, he shift to some other salon, we also shift ourselves to that other salon. Because we have the connect with that particular salesperson, not with that product or with that company, with that salon ka brand. Are we all doing that? The simple example, not only with that, with a grocery store. Let me give my example of my mom. कितना भी online आ जाए, my mom is like so connected with that grocery store वाला, the बनिया. She goes there. जब तक अपने हाथ से वो राइस को नहीं देखेंगे, she will not going to purchase that. So she should have that personal connect. और वो भैया, और same goes with jewelry shop. My moms have that same jewelry shop from many years, you know, because वो जब जाता है तो the jewelry shop वाला treat very well. सबसे पहले तो ठंडा लाता है, मंगाता है, बात करता है कैसे चल रहा है आंटी and things like that. So that connect, that salesperson, that particular person, my mom is connected with that shop or with that particular brand because of that person. Then whatever the trademark or the brand, the goal, or whatever the trademark or goal they are giving, that's secondary. We all do that. We all agree on this. We all agree on this. So that's the reason we as a resource, and especially as a trainer, as a counselor, as you see, a company who build, like for example, iPhone, they continuously work upon their iPhone, they continuously develop their product, they continuously develop their packaging and things like that. Why? So that the customers get attracted towards that product. And we as a trainer, we as a counselor, we are the product of our company. Isn't it? So what we are doing for our packaging, what we are doing for our attractiveness. So we are the resource of our company. We are the product, we are the service of our company. तो कस्टमर विल फर्स्ट बाय यू. यू नो, सेल्स का एक ब्यूटीफुल कॉन्सेप्ट है, रैंडमली मेरे जहन में आया, तो आई जस्ट वांट टू शेयर विथ यू. कस्टमर्स बाय फ्रॉम द पीपल हु दे नो, दे लाइक, दे ट्रस्ट. इसको कहते हैं KLT प्रोसेस. कस्टमर शुड नो, मींस द सेल्समैन, मींस पहले तो वो कस्टमर जो भी, इफ आई एम गोइंग टू परचेज समथिंग, आई शुड नो दैट सेल्स पर्सन और शुड नो दैट पर्टिकुलर पर्सन. आई शुड ट्रस्ट एंड आई शुड लाइक दैट पर्टिकुलर पर्सन. कभी कभी होता है, यू नो, there's an offer, but you have a worse experience in that grocery store or any kind of a store, you will never going to go to that particular store again. वो कितना भी offers दे दे, कितना भी best price दे दे, you will not going to go there because you had a worse experience previously. It happens. You speak, or sometimes so you promote, भाई इधर जाने का नहीं, you know, he is a very rude guy or a rude lady or something like that. हम और promote करते हैं. And if you like something, we also promote the same way. Okay, this is a wonderful, you know, the wonderful movie. ये बहुत बढ़िया है. We promote, right? So this is the thing, you know, where we like, we promote that. And first we connect with the salesperson. So what I'm trying to share here is, as a counselor, first we need to work upon ourselves. उनको इंटरेस्ट नहीं है what kind of a Dr. Howard Gardner theory, what is intra, what is inter, what is verbal linguistic. They don't want to know that. They want solution from you. They want that, you know, okay, I am stuck in this particular journey as a professional. How you can help me gain that particular thing, or what? How you going to remove that pain and that gain? How you going to give me that gain or remove that pain in my life? I will going to buy from you. So what product or what company you representing comes afterward. First, I should know you, I should like you, and I should trust you. Then only, you know, if any companies you represent, they will buy from you. So you as a resource, you need to continuously work upon yourself. That's very, very important. So now you tell me, as a resource, means as a resource, as a counselor, how and where you can work upon yourself as a resource. कहाँ का काम कर सकते हैं हम लोग? Now you tell me, as a resource, where we can work.
Interpersonal skill.
Okay, interpersonal skill. Wonderful. Awesome. Anything else? And that knowledge about the field. Okay, we can gain knowledge. That's the thing which we can do. Awesome. Medhaviji. Attitude we can develop. Yeah, Deepaji. Awesome. Because the attitude, you know, देखने का नजरिया, अभी तक जो आप कर रहे थे उससे the result you got, right? If you want different result, you have to put up different actions and different thought process, right, to get the different result. That attitude is required. Yeah, attitude. Awesome thing, Deepaji. Anything else? A holistic view and world view, right? So means the market knowledge, the surrounding, where the worlds are going, where the world is going, where the market is going. You should have that information, that knowledge. That's very, very important. You should have skills. Sagarika ji says we should have skills. You know, for example, if you are good at one-to-one, you should have one-to-many ka skill, so that you can reach to the larger audience in one shot. Yeah, that skill is very, very important. Proper reading and analysis of the problem and requirement of the customer. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
On top of everything, as you rightly said in the beginning, first of all, we need to work, every one of us needs to work on our belief system. So without that, nothing can be done.
Let me
I'll
tell
give you an
belief.
example.
I just want to add into this, Anilji, belief system. Obviously it's a broader subject. I'm just putting lights on it, so that you start working on that. Start working and start, building that determination, that dedication towards your journey. इसलिए मैंने example दिया to relate with, Amitabh Bachchan. You have so much belief on Amitabh Bachchan जिसको आप personally नहीं मिले हो. The same belief अगर आपका अपने ऊपर आ जाए तो life क्या बढ़िया होगी और क्या beautiful होगी. Yeah, Anil ji.
So I'll give you a live example. I don't know if any of you have heard the name Rehan Poncha. Okay. He was an international swimmer, Indian, and he has won medals at Asian championships and all. He was a national butterfly champion. He has won medals at Asian Games, and he was to qualify for Olympics as well. Okay. He had prepared very well. He was a master of his craft. 200-meter butterfly was his signature event. Nobody could beat him in India. Nobody could touch him in Asian Games. He was so good at it. In his own words, he has narrated this story. He said when the Olympic trials were held, he went to the trials and he was super confident that yes, he has prepared well. He is like a well-oiled machine. He's performing well. Every day he is doing, giving a good timing. He has kept a record of his timings and all that. His skill set is perfect. His body positioning is perfect. Everything good. And when he went to the diving board, okay, there's a diving block from which the swimmers dive in. So when he went to the diving block, there's a gap of about 10 to 15 seconds, when all the swimmers line up, they climb up and then the race is called. So he had this thought, okay, that the whole country is expecting me to qualify for the Olympics.
True.
My coaches, my fellow swimmers, the whole sports fraternity of the country is expecting this from me.
True.
What if I don't make it? What if I don't make it? That one negative thought. And he missed the qualifying by about 6 seconds. Okay, he was expected to qualify by at least 2 to 3 seconds inside the time limit, and he missed it by 6 seconds. So he lagged by 9 seconds, which is huge. When you talk about swimming, 9 seconds is huge. I mean, he becomes pedestrian suddenly. So that one thought,
yes,
that though he has prepared well, though we know all these skills, though we are mastering all the techniques and everything, but that one thought,
yes,
can spoil the game.
Very important. Yes, exactly. I can read in Manish ji ka backdrop. Backdrop mein likha hai, the mind is everything. What you think, you become.
Yeah, absolutely.
Simple, yeah. Gautam Buddha ji rightly said, whatever you think, that's the reason. The belief that you hold in the beginning of the journey defines the journey. If you have a belief that I can do it, you will identify ways, come up with solutions, and you will be in a position to achieve whatever you want to achieve because you started with that belief that I can do it. So that's very, very important, my dear friends. Very rightly said, Anil ji. Thank you so much for that. Great. So now, the resource I was talking about. So how to develop and work upon your resources. Now, let me tell you or ask you, obviously, as a counselor or as a solopreneur or freelancer or an entrepreneur, obviously, at the end of the counseling session, you should get something, right? What we call it? Obviously, at the end of the day, money is motivation, right? We Indians, it says, some people says, hey, I'm not working for money. Money is not, I'm not interested in money or things like that. But at the end of the day, everything jot down or comes down to money. Because all our dreams and goals is connected to money. Indians का अगर आप देखोगे, last में हर चीज connect हो जाती है पैसे से. If I want to contribute to the society, you should have something, right? First, so that you can contribute to the society. So exactly money, I call it cash, CASH, right? So people runs behind CASH, but we call it, if you really want to get cash or cash flow in your company as a professional, so you should work upon your KASH. I just put in the chat box. You should work upon your KASH. What is KASH? So now you will say, okay, ये कौन सा नया term है? तो K, it's a success triangle, I would say. The K stands for knowledge. As you rightly said, somebody rightly said knowledge. So knowledge about what? Knowledge about the product, as Medhaviji rightly said, knowledge about the product. Whatever knowledge you gain in this program, that's not enough. You have to do a lot of research from your end, right? So a lot of knowledge, information about the product you have to gain. Knowledge about the market, why marketing is behaving in this way, who requires, what kind of a counselors are there in the market, what kind of a service they are providing. You should have a knowledge about the market. कैसे मिलेगा आपको? आपको market पे जाना पड़ेगा. You can't sit at home and you wait for the knowledge or information to come toward you through Google or through YouTube. No, you can take the help of internet, but you have to go in the market to get that knowledge, to get that information about the market. You should know the information about the competitor. Who are your competitor in your vicinity? कौन से competitor है जो counseling का या ये services provide कर रहे हैं? You should know the competitors around your vicinity. You should have that knowledge. और वहां पर कौन से coaching classes है, कितनी schools है, how many schools are there, how many colleges are there, how many vocational education institutes are there, how many activity centers are there in my vicinity. You should have that knowledge about your customer, where your customers are going. If your target audience are kids, 8 to 16 years, so where they are going, where they are sitting, where they are spending their time, unke parents kahan par hote, because their parents are decision makers, right? The parents will going to pay money at the end of the day. बच्चे लोगों को आपने कितना भी बढ़िया एक्टिविटी करवा दिया, because at the end of the day the parent will going to pay the money. वो हम मार्केटिंग में देखेंगे, मार्केटिंग का टेम्पलेट जब I will going to share. So who should be your target audience? So you should be knowing that customers kahan hai aapke. You should have that knowledge so that you reach that particular point, you reach that particular function, you reach that particular association gathering or something like that. So you should have a knowledge. You should continuously upgrade your knowledge. So K stands for knowledge, and then comes A. Manish ji, A is attitude, as rightly said by Deepa ji. A is attitude. So you have to change your attitude. You should have obviously जो attitude आपका अब तक था, that have given you result. Now you have to change your attitude to get different result, right? So you should have an attitude of a determination person. No, you should be determined. You should be dedicated. You should be committed. You should be passionate. Attitude की बात आती है, so let me give an example of one of our past alumni. She, after the program, she approached a school. And she gave the presentation to that school, and school was very excited about this psychometric analysis, and they were like convinced. But what they told that particular girl, she said, the school said, okay, we'll get back to you. And through resources or through some references, she came to know that the school have started this service with some other company. The school started that same psychometric analysis counseling services with some other company, and they have not selected that girl for that particular service. And she has given that presentation, and she made the awareness about the psychometric analysis to that school. So she was very upset. She came to me and she called me and she talked to me कि sir, इतना बढ़िया presentation दिया था, इतना बढ़िया तरीके से उसको explain किया था. And they were like liking it, they were loving it. And at the end of the day, they have come up with some दूसरों के साथ में tie up कर लिया, associate कर लिया. So मैंने कहा, Shruti, don't get upset. You should have that, the confidence, that, motivation, that you inspire that school to talk about this, जहां पर उनको ये awareness दी आपने about the psychometric counseling, with the help of your knowledge, with the help of your wisdom, the school understood about the psychometric counseling. Now they will going to provide the service to the students. Isn't that amazing? Because of your contribution, the school is giving that service to all the students. Means some or the other, you made a very important role. You were the very important part of that conversation. Because of your awareness, the school started the service and helping a lot of students in that school. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that good enough for your motivation, for your inspiration? Obviously, आपको long term में इस पे return नहीं मिला, but हाँ, karma says, whatever you contribute, definitely it comes back. कहीं ना कहीं अलग form में जरूर मिलेगा. But this is the good work you have done. So don't stop creating awareness. Don't get demotivated, but somebody else have picked up the check. Don't get demotivated. So you should have that kind of an attitude, जहां पर you just contributing to the society. You're not expecting. So passion का definition ही क्या है ना Manish ji and Anil ji? When you are committed to something without guarantee of return, that's called passion, yeah. अगर आप expect कर रहे हो something return में, that's not passion. It's transaction, right? So you should be passionate trainer. You should be passionate counselor. Whenever you meet people, you should be so concerned to provide solution to people. अगर आप passionate हो, तो आप 10 लोगों से मिलोगे और 10 लोगों ने नहीं भी बोला ना, तो आपको फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, because you are a passionate counselor. because you're a passionate trainer. So this kind of an attitude you should be having, right? So ये attitude को change करना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है, my dear friends. So के बाद A is attitude. You have to change your attitude. Then comes your S, as somebody rightly said, and Manish, you have put it in that. The third thing is skill. Exactly, Ramaji. Skill is very, very important. So you have to develop skill. So skills can be the skill which we are talking about. Sales. You have to develop sales skill. If you are not aware about sales, you have to master, get awareness about sales. You should have leadership skill, because in the time to come, you're going to develop a team where you can work in a team, work with a team in a company. Yeah, you can develop a team in your company. Yeah, in the time to come. So you should have a leadership quality. And this counseling ka game is all about human relationship. So you should know about human relationship. You should read books on human relationship. There are many things, many training programs on human relationship. So you should build that human relationship skill ka thing in your life. Public speaking is a skill. Somebody rightly said public speaking. Public speaking is a beautiful skill. जहाँ पर आपका idea एक ही shot में you can reach to the many. You can reach to the masses. So you should, if you are very good with one-to-one, you develop that public speaking skill. There are many programs in the market. Develop that skill. Develop the presentation skill. Means you have a beautiful content, but you don't know how to present that content in front of your audience, in front of your customers. So you have to develop that presentation skill. If you are a good communicator, but you are not an effective communicator, develop effective communication skill. Develop negotiation skill. Develop management skill. There are n number of skills you should work upon. Just identify what all skills are required in my professional journey. Tick whatever you have and start working on which you have to acquire, which is not there with you right now. So make a list. Take the use of an artificial intelligence. Ask ChatGPT to become a great counselor. What skills are required? ChatGPT will going to give you the list of skill, and take whatever you already have and start working on which you don't have, one by one. So skill you need to develop. That's very, very important to develop your KAS. And the last, exactly, the H is habits. You have to reform habits. Start, obviously, to talk on a subject, to go on school, give presentation. So you should continuously, you should be fit enough, right? If you are not fit and you talk about bodily kinesthetic in front of a person, वो बोलेगा मैडम पहले आप तो अपना bodily kinesthetic ठीक करा के आ जाओ. So exercise, go for a walk, go for a jog, build that habit. And let me tell you, when you go for a half an hour ka jog or walk or an exercise, आपका पूरा 23 hours जो होगा ना बहुत happening और बहुत ही wonderful जाता है. And you all know that, right? So I'm not going to talk about the exercise or jogging or walking, but build that habit. Start building that reading का habit. अगर आप एक reader हो जो 3 months में या 2 months में एक book complete करते हो, so increase the capacity or the reading का speed. Start reading one book in a month, then 2 books in a month. Start developing that avid reading ka quality in you, because you all know not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers. So you should have that attitude. Show up on time. अगर किसी को time दिया है, session start करने का बोला है, तो show up on time. Start the session on time. For example, if you want to start a session or a counseling session at 4 p.m. and the counselor is already in the session, but you are not there, don't do that. It's not a good habit. Show up on time. Do what you say. जो बोला है वो करिए. Finish what you have started, because finishing is very, very important. Because start karna, it's very easy, but finish what you have started. So you have started this beautiful journey of psychometric counseling. Take it to the destiny. Achieve whatever goals or whatever dreams you have connected with this particular profession. Achieve that. So you should have all this, the habits in you. That's very, very important. 7 Habits of Highly Effective PPL by Stephen Covey. Very beautiful book. You should read that. Keep sharpening. Yeah, that's very, very important. Wonderful book. First read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Then you can listen or read 8 Habits of Stephen Covey. It's a wonderful book. Yeah, you should develop that kind of a thing, And let me tell you, once you start doing that, once you start working on your cash, you become very resourceful. Now, as a consultant, when you sit with a person, you have that knowledge, you have that attitude, you have that skill, you have that habits. And let me tell you, that cash, if you put into action, CASH will be byproduct, my dear friends. So you as a resource, you have to work on yourself. Why? Because when you develop your cash, because your customer first buy you, then the company, then the product. Yes, company is also very important because the first attraction is because of your brand awareness. So you should also do some kind of an activity, social media activity about your company. You should make some campaigns which creates brand awareness about your company, about your brand, about you. You should also, build your product. You should always have your product, a best quality product, more than what your product, more value you can add to your product and services. Keep doing that because customers first buy you. Because obviously अगर buy करने के बाद में अगर कंपनी या प्रोडक्ट उसका अच्छा नहीं है तो वन टाइम बायर बनेंगे, लाइफ टाइम बायर नहीं बनेंगे. So if you want lifetime customer, continuously build all these three. But more importantly, you have to build yourself first. Right? I hope till here that things are clear. Yeah. Okay, sir. For next session, take cash instead of cash. Yes, definitely we're going to do that. Barter में. But yeah, we want to see some result out of it. And what we are doing, obviously there should be some energy exchange at the end of the day. That's the reason, everything comes back to come to money. So obviously, always whenever you take any kind of a session, any kind of a free session, take something in return. Energy exchange. It can be a feedback. It can be a letterhead ka feedback or something like that. Take it because it's your, because you have given something, so you have to take it. It's all about give and take. One side करते रहोगे तो it's not, the nature not work like this. No, just give. We all do that. अब अगर आप breathe देखो, inhale, exhale दोनों होता है. You take and you give. So it's a nature call. You also, when you contribute in someone's life, take some return. So it can be a barter, can be anything. अगर cash नहीं है तो कुछ और form में हम ले लेंगे. If you have any kind of a service, for example, if you have written like Manish ji, in return, if you have some financial ka product, so I will build my profile or portfolio with you on that particular price frame. Yeah, it can be possible. In Gujarat, when I started my business, तो मैंने ऐसे किया था because I want to build my home there because that there were like 4.5 years I spent there. My professional journey in Gujarat, especially in Jamnagar and Rajkot. तो वहां पर मेरा फ्लैट मैंने खुद ले लिया था. वहां पर वो फर्नीचर वगैरह कैसे बिल्ड किया था मैंने with my customers. Whenever I do any kind of a training for a person who is into furniture, उसका पैसे के जगह पे, कैश के जगह पे उसका वो exchange में मैंने फर्नीचर ले लिया. Yeah, you can do that exchange barter system. It's possible. So okay, awesome. So now as a person, if you work upon this, when you work upon this, so obviously great. So अब जब आपने अपने ऊपर रिसोर्स के ऊपर काम किया, when you start working on the cash, so obviously क्या होगा? The people will start approaching you, right? अब जब लोग आपको अप्रोच करेंगे so कुछ तो होगा ना, उसको कहते हैं कि लोग जब आप जाएंगे, you start talking to people, and the beautiful role or saying in sales is, if you really want to contribute in people's life, you have to go out and talk to people. है ना अनिल जी? MDRT करने के लिए there's a simple formula: go and talk to people. And the second formula is go and talk to more people. And the third formula is go and talk to more and more people. And the fourth formula is to go and talk to more and more people. Simple as that. So when you go and talk to people, right? So there are three type of people. In sales, we call it three type of leads. तीन type के leads होते हैं. Anyone can please tell me वो तीन type के leads क्या होते हैं? जब आपको कोई prospect मिलता है, वो तीन category के leads में आता है. Exactly, Manish ji, hot, cold, and in middle we call it warm lead.
Warm.
So what is this? The difference between cold, warm, and hot? Cold leads are leads जहाँ पर they don't know you, you also don't know them, right? It's kind of a stranger. जैसे कि for example, if you go to a network forum or an association or kind of a gathering or somewhere while traveling, you meet a person, you don't know them, they also don't know you, you start a conversation with them. That's cold lead. जैसे for example, if you put ads on social media like कोई Facebook, कोई group join करके you put an ad there, or a WhatsApp group you have joined and you have put an ad there, and someone has shown interest in that particular ad. So that's cold lead, right? They have shown interest, but they are not aware about you, and you are also not aware about them. It's kind of a stranger. That's called cold lead. Then comes warm lead. Something they are aware, means they have seen your website, they have seen your testimony, they have seen your reviews and things like that. They are a little bit aware about you, or somewhat you are aware about them. Someone has given a reference of that particular client to you, so you are aware about them. That's called warm lead. यहाँ पे chances है 50-50, जहाँ पर if you convince them, if you give them proper guidance or show them the right path, they will convert, and becomes your client. and then comes hot lead. So what is hot? They are the hot prospect, means वो आपको जानते हैं, आपके प्रोडक्ट उसको अच्छा लगा है, आपके सर्विस के साथ में कनेक्ट होने जाते हैं. So what you have to do, you have to close them as early as possible. अगर आपने क्लोज नहीं किया तो कोई और क्लोज कर देगा. Because you have created that awareness. That Shruti का केस में, Shruti has created that client and prospect into an hot lead, है ना, and then somebody else had come and closed that particular lead. And Psychometric का उनका बिजनेस वो स्कूल ने किसी और के साथ में कोलैबोरेट कर लिया. So the thing is that that's hot lead. तो hot को जल्दी क्लोज करिए, वेट मत करिए. Don't wait for the right time, don't wait for the right date, don't wait for the right day or time. Just go and talk to them and close them as early as possible. अगर आप क्लोज नहीं करोगे तो कोई और क्लोज कर देगा. Simple as that. Now, ये छोटा सा बैकग्राउंड थोड़ा सा मुझे देना जरूरी था. There are 3 type of leads. Now, especially hot के साथ में तो you can do the conversation, you know the problem, you have already identified the lead, and then you are providing the solutions, and that's hot lead, right? But यहाँ पर cold or warm में you are unaware about the need, you are unaware about the problem of that particular person. So how you can identify the problem or the need of a person? So I will going to give you a beautiful formula or a process. We call it spin process. Very beautiful process, and that process will definitely going to help you out to start a conversation with a stranger. And let me tell you, this is one of my favorite, and this is also favorite for people who are young, youth and started their sales journey, or as an entrepreneur or as a startup. Because as a youth, as a young entrepreneur, बहुत सारे experienced people कहते हैं कि यार ये बच्चा क्या बात करेगा. So this formula really helps them to start the conversation. We also call it spin process. We also call it art of starting a conversation. We also call it art of asking question. Art of asking question. So let me share what is this process is all about. So let me put this process on a screen right now. Wonderful process, and let me tell you, if you start using this scientific process, definitely it will going to give you a wonderful result in your sales journey, in your entrepreneurship, or solopreneur or freelance journey as a professional. So let me share this spin process in front of you. So spin, to make it very simple, it's an acronym. Spin, like a that bhaura, the top which we have played in the childhood, right? वो घूमता है. So you have to वो आपका conversation को you have to घुमाना है. Take conversation को अंदर you have to talk with your customer, talk with your leads, like जहाँ पर you will be in a position to identify the problem, identify the need, so that you can provide them solution accordingly. Right now, here you are not a counselor, you are not a trainer. यहाँ पर you are a business consultant who just trying to identify the problem or the need of a customer, right? So use this spin process, and this is a scientific process, to use it exactly the way I'm going to explain you or share with you, right? So this is from a wonderful book. Let me share the name of the book also in the chat box. This is from a wonderful book called Spin Selling. So if you get a chance, if you want to get an information in depth, so you can read this book also. So let me share this. This one slide can help you, start the conversation. This is a wonderful thing to start a conversation, or art of asking question to identify the problem and needs of a customer. So it's a probing technique, you can say. Probing means art of asking question. So obviously question पे जाने से पहले तो ये तो समझ लेते हैं कि how many types of questions are there, right? So can anyone tell me in the chat box how many type of questions are there? Have you heard about questions, जहाँ पे type of questions होते हैं? 2 types. Awesome, Vidipa ji. So what are there 2 types? Okay, awesome. 2 types: open-ended and close-ended. Awesome. Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, exactly. You are already aware about, but people who are not aware, we call it open probe, which is open-ended questions, where you get answer in detail, in story form, where a person, talk in details. Detail में बात करता है, detail में आपको answer देगा. Yes, rightly. No, thank you so much. So open-ended question, जहाँ पर, अगर मैं किसी से पूछूं, what do you enjoy most about your job? आपको आपके job में क्या ज़्यादा पसंद है? So that person will talk about the job, about the daily journey and things like that. If I will talk about, open-ended question, so I will ask, what is your takeaway from this particular session, from this particular program? So it's a detailed answer you're going to get, right? Yeah.
Sir, if you allow me, I'll do a 2 minutes activity on this.
Okay. So once I complete this, open and close,
Sure.
You can do that. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
No,
so
sir,
much.
that won't be fun if we will do it after you complete it. They will understand this.
Okay, chaliye, let's do it. Let's do
before
it.
we do it. Just give me 2 minutes. All right.
Okay.
So this
Yeah.
is for all
Totally.
of us. Like, I I have seen, I am an eyewitness of an accident. I have seen, all the participants here are police who are investigating the case. I am the only eyewitness. Okay. Now
I think
you have
Vijayji, your voice is breaking.
Can you make that?
It's breaking for
So
me
you
or
have
for
to ask-
everyone?
For everyone.
Okay, yeah. We
My
can't
voice
hear
is
you
breaking?
properly. Your voice is
Okay, then my
breaking, yeah.
signals are not okay. So,
So you
sir,
can
You,
please
switch
go
you
off
ahead
can
your
with
try
camera.
this.
switching
We
off
can
your
play this
video.
some other time.
You can try switching
yeah.
off your camera.
Yeah,
Try once,
actually my
switch off your
signals.
camera.
Am I sounding better now?
That's
Much
better.
better now. Much better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, great, great. So my question here is, I am the eyewitness of a incident, and you all are the police who are investigating the case. Now you can ask me as many questions as you want to write a charge sheet or a case sheet, but there is a catch. I will only answer in yes or no. So you can go ahead and ask me questions, all of you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Quickly.
please go ahead. Please go ahead. Yeah, you can unmute and speak. Yeah.
Did you see exactly what happened?
I'm sorry, I'll only answer in yes and no.
Will you answer my questions?
I will answer yes.
Did you see exactly what happened?
Yes.
Were you the sole witness?
Yes.
Do you know the culprit?
No.
Do you know the victim?
No.
Can you recognize the culprit?
No.
Were you there for shopping?
No.
Daytime or nighttime? Daytime,
Yes.
2 o'clock.
No.
Are you the culprit?
No. No.
So you were there with the culprit.
Yes,
No.
I was supposed to ask this question.
No.
Was that a murder or murder?
Sorry, I don't answer in descriptive answers.
Okay.
No, yes or no, na? So was that a murder?
No.
No. According to you, no. Then-
Culprit.
Did you see the culprit?
No, I didn't. No.
I think it's a hypothetical case. You
Now,
enhance.
Okay. Okay. Now, because you have asked so many questions, and I have given enough opportunity to ask questions, can you make a chat sheet now? Do you have all the information?
No.
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 No, right? Okay. Now let us repeat the same game with, now I'm ready to give you a descriptive answer. Okay. So, but I will not answer in yes and no now. So you can ask the questions now again.
Good. मजा आ रहा है.
So what exactly did you see?
Okay, I was going on a morning walk. I saw that a guy was riding his bike and a car came with high speed behind it, and it hit and it went away. It was a hit and run case.
Did the
you
car
saw
come
the car
from?
color?
Yes, car color was blue.
Number, could you take a photo of that car number plate?
No. No, now see, now you are asking questions where I am answering in yes and no. I gave you a lot of options for that, but you didn't do that. Now you were supposed to ask a descriptive question, so where you can get a descriptive answer.
Okay.
So how many people were there in the car?
I didn't see that. I just saw a car just running in high speed and hitting the boy. I'm sure the bike was riding, the biker was alone.
The biker was alone, and Is there any other people who are witnessing the case?
This is not your right question. Now I can only answer in yes or no.
Did,
So, thank you
Yeah.
so much, Imran sir. You have given me this opportunity. Actually, this game tells us that, any question answered in yes, someone is talking,
Okay.
someone is trying to talk. Yeah, how did it happen? That's a very good question. So how did it happen? Why did it happen? What did it happen? Where did it happen? I'm sure Imran sir is going to give the conclusion for my game. Thank you so much for giving this
Thank you.
opportunity, sir.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that activity. Great.
This is a cardinal rule in coaching.
Mhm.
We as coach ask questions which are all open-ended questions, which actually help the coachee to start thinking and go into a territory which they have never been to.
True.
And then they start discovering solutions.
Awesome. Yes, absolutely. Same goes in sales,
Yeah.
when you are not clear. I will talk about that and conclude what Vijayaji has done the activity and what Anilji you are saying. So first, open-ended questions where the answer comes in, descriptive, in subjective, you talk in detail in story form, right? And then comes, the close-ended question where the answer comes in yes, no, or in a short form, right? In a short form, and maximum, especially in sales, so these days, you should always frame a question where the answer should comes in positive, in yes, right? You should get the answer in yes. And as an international talk format, I don't know, you're all are aware, Anilji, I don't know you're aware about that. International, there are various international talks because I was been a part of Dale Carnegie program. So there are different type of talks, talk to get action, talk to inform, talk to convince, impromptu talk. So I participate in that competitions also, right? So in that, one of a talk called talk to convince. To convince a particular person, you should start your conversation with 2 or 3 questions, and the frame of the question should be so that you should get answer in yes from your audience. You must have seen a lot of people, they start the conversation with a question and the answer, maximum time you should get the answer in yes. And the chances when you get the answer in yes, when the customer says yes, the chances are there for the sales, they will say yes. I will share an example in front of you. You must have heard that song of Rajesh Khanna.
बागों में बहार है.
बागों में बहार है. तो अनिल जी क्या आप वो गाना गा सकते हैं, please? That would be great.
I remember this when you were talking. In our sales training in insurance industry, they always give this example. That song, "Bago mein bahar hai," whatever. You keep asking questions which will
Exactly.
get yes answers, 5 or 6 yes answers, and then you talk about
your problem,
the sale.
your solution, yeah.
Yeah, and then it happens.
Yes, true. So the song goes like this, if after the session you can listen to the song on YouTube. So बागों में बहार है, the female the says yes. फूलों में निखार है, she says yes. तुमको मुझसे प्यार है, she says yes, and then she realized na 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 na. So Rajesh Khanna used this particular technique, how to convince a particular person. So we also have, we have understood this particular thing. So you should always frame a question with our counseling where you get answer in yes maximum times, right? So this is close-ended questions and open-ended question. Now, when to use open-ended question and when to use close-ended question? The conclusion of Vijayaji's activity. So when you are clear about the problem, when you know the need of the customer, when you identify the wants of the customer, when you have identified the problem of a customer, you should always ask close-ended question. When you are not clear, when you are not aware about their needs and problems, you should always ask open-ended question where the customer should speak, so that in that conversation you will be in a position to identify the problem, identify the need of the customer. तो आपकी चार्टशीट तब बनेगी जब आपके पास डिटेल इंफॉर्मेशन होगा, राइट? सो व्हेन यू हैव डिटेल इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट दैट पर्टिकुलर इंसिडेंट, तो यू कैन फाइल अ चार्टशीट, राइट? अगर यस नो में मींस ऑब्वियसली आपका उतना इंफॉर्मेशन आपके पास नहीं है, बट व्हेन यू आर क्लियर, व्हेन यू हैव दैट chart sheet with you, when you're clear about that incident, when you're clear about the problem, when you're clear about the needs, you should always ask close-ended question. वहां पे फिर स्टोरी में मत जाइए, open-ended questions में मत जाइए. I hope this is clear to everyone till here. So I have to be very quick because thoda sa time, constraint, because I have to finish this. So is it clear? the open and close-ended question. It's very simple. I hope Vijay ji did the conclusion also. So when you have detailed information, when you're clear about the problem and the need of a particular person, you should always ask close-ended questions. When you are unclear, when you're not aware about the needs and the wants and the problem of a customer, you should always ask open-ended question. This is very, very important. So cold lead should be open-ended question. Exactly. So I will tell before that, that's the reason. Before spin selling, this is a process which we have to follow for cold or for warm or for any, if you get in touch with. That's the reason we also call it the art of asking question and art of, starting a conversation. You can use this spin process. So this is a beautiful scientific process. Yeah, Anil.
Actually, whenever we ask questions, we should avoid starting the questions with can you or can I? Because the definite answer to that is either yes or no.
True.
And if a client has decided that I'm not going to move further on this, they can say no, and it can close the conversation. So
that's the reason we call it. People ask, how was the session? So they say good or bad. What you like in the session?
Yeah, exactly.
So they have something to share. At least one thing they have liked in the session or in the program, so they will share that. So this is the way, right, asking of right question at the right time. That's right.
Right. Yeah, we in India are very courteous to the person in front of you. So we do not get into yes or no immediately, If I ask one of my clients, can I tell you a story? The client, because of respect, will say, yeah, please go ahead. I would like to listen. But it can be a straight away no, and that can cut off the conversation.
True. Definitely it can happen. Yeah.
We have to encourage the conversation as much as possible until we know for sure that now it's the closing time.
True. Exactly. So this spin can definitely going to help that in that particular conversation, to start a conversation with a stranger, with cold calling or a warm calling, or warm presentation or a cold presentation, right? So let me share this particular process in front of you. It's a wonderful process. The first S is, how to start your conversation. First, you should always ask situational based question. What is your situation right now? For example, if you're talking to a parents who have a kid who is in like 9th or 10th standard, right? So you should always ask what is happening with your kids, in academic, in the career, what kind of a career you are thinking for your child. So what is the situation right now? So ask a current situation based question. We call it paristiti question. What is the current paristiti of your child? Or for example, if you're talking to a professional, means who is who's doing any kind of a job or in a journey, in a professional journey, what is going on currently in your job, in your professional journey? If you're talking to an entrepreneur, what is currently going in your business, right? So what is the current situation? When you talk about them, when you talk about their life, when you talk about their business, when you talk about their professional journey, they will share that, right? So first, what is currently happening in your life, है ना? तो अगर समझो मैं एक पेरेंट से बात कर रहा हूँ in context of counseling, psychometric counseling. So this is, the current situation is my child is in 10th standard right now. Abhi in this particular year, he or she will go to appear for the board exam. Okay, awesome. So what problem? The second question comes is problem question. So what are the problem you are facing in this current situation? So ye samasya. Now you have talked about the situation. Now the samasya, the problem. What problems you are facing? Okay, the parent will say, okay, now the problem is, we are not clear, because my child always says, sometimes he or she says, I want to be a doctor, or sometimes they say I want to be a fashion designer, or sometimes they want to be a CA or something like that. So every time the mood the profession gets swing, change hota rehta hai. So we are a little bit confused, because after 10th we have to make a decision. Isko art, commerce, science किस में डालें, because it's very important to identify before that, right? ताकि आगे चल के journey will be smooth. We will be directing her or him in the right direction. So this is a problem. We are not understanding कि ये career किस में बनाना है. So this is the problem we are facing right now. So the person we're going to start sharing the problem, right? And then comes the third, which is implication, means parinam. अगर ये problem solve नहीं हुआ, if this problem didn't get solved, what consequences or what implication you will going to face? अरे यार, अगर मेरे को समझ नहीं आया, my child like what in which industry or which profession he or she wants to make a career, तो थोड़ा difficult हो जाएगा, because stream select कर लिया, अगर उसको science में जाना है, मैंने commerce select कर लिया, तो उसका year waste हो जाएगा, वापस से उसको start करवाना पड़ेगा, तो year waste होगा, और अगर otherwise if she or he continues with that particular same journey, तो वो आगे चल के he or she will not be happy, not satisfied with the journey, और वो बहुत ही ज्यादा painful होगा as a parent हमको देखने में, right? So this is the implication we are really fearful about. तो ये implication बहुत, ये परिणाम बहुत ही घातक हो सकता है. Yeah, they will share this. And the last is need payoff, as rightly put it down by Manish ji in the chat box. Need payoff means समाधान. Now you will talk about the benefit. अगर ये problem solve हो गया तो कैसा रहेगा? How if the problem gets solved, कैसा रहेगा, कैसा बढ़िया सिचुएशन रहेगा? They will say okay, बहुत बढ़िया रहेगा. If we get the clarity about my child कि उसको ये मेडिकल में जाना है, तो we will be very clear कि उसको इतना परसेंटेज लाना है, and she gets into this college with this particular stream, और उसके आगे का स्टडी भी हम डिजाइन कर सकते हैं, उसके आगे का जर्नी को we can decide and things like that. Life will be very easy, and as a parent we will be very happy कि we are directing him or her in the right direction. तो यहाँ पर मुझे बहुत मजा आएगा. That's the reason ये पूरे conversation में you have not spoke about psychometric counseling or counseling anything. Now here in this conversation you are identifying the problem, the need of the customer, and once you identify the need, if you can provide the solution to that particular parents, so you open up. That's the reason I am meeting you, Anil ji. And that's the reason I have a solution towards you. I am a psychometric government certified psychometric counselor. I have a scientific tool. With the help of that tool, we will be in a position to identify in which area your child is good at, so that we can make the right decision. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that what you are looking for? So let's have this particular session. Let's give this gift to your child. हम सेल फोन दे देते हैं, 25-30 हजार का आईफोन दिला देते हैं, तो why not ये एक छोटा सा गिफ्ट आप अपने बच्चे को लाइफ टाइम खुश रहने के लिए दे सकते हैं. वी ऑलमोस्ट स्पेंड 40 years इन प्रोफेशनल जर्नी. तो आप कैसा चाहेंगे अपने बच्चे को 40 years देखना, खुश देखना चाहेंगे, राइट? सो लेट्स गिव दिस गिफ्ट टू योर चाइल्ड. So if you have the solution, you talk about your product or service if you have that with you. If, for example, in the conversation, if you identify that child has some different issue, some health issue or something like that, if you can't provide that solution, if you have some contact, for example, if I know someone, like for example, I know someone, for example, by the name Manish ji, for example, he can help that particular child. So what I will do, I will tell that parent that, I have a friend called Manish ji, he can provide you solution on this particular topic, because I am not expert in that. So you are here as a consultant. If you have the solution to the problem, you are providing the solution to with your product or services. If you don't have a solution, you are connecting them with the right person so that they can they get the solution from that particular person, the specialist. Yeah. So obviously, अगर आपने वो किया, they will remember you for life. अगर उसका बच्चे को रिजल्ट मिला उसके बाद, they will remember you for life. इसके वजह से आपने उनकी लाइफ में कंट्रीब्यूट किया, कुछ वैल्यू प्रोवाइड. So let me tell you, this spin process is really very helpful to start a conversation. If you go in any kind of a gathering, start with this, ask them, situational based question. If you talk to an entrepreneur, क्या चल रहा है आजकल बिजनेस में? What is going on in your business? They will talk, बहुत बढ़िया चल रहा है, ये चल रहा है, बहुत टाइम से मेहनत तो कर रहे हैं, रिजल्ट नहीं मिल रहा है, we are struggling, competition बहुत हो गया है, ये बहुत हो गया है, things like that. So अगर ये चलता रहा तो क्या प्रॉब्लम्स, ये इम्प्लीकेशन क्या होगा? So they will say, अगर ये ऐसा हुआ तो मार्केट से बाहर आ जाएंगे, कुछ और ढूंढना पड़ेगा, कुछ और सोचना पड़ेगा, जॉब देखना पड़ेगा, and things like that. If you have a solution to that particular problem, say that's the reason I am meeting you, Manish ji. Let's do this, analysis, and let's identify in which area you are good at, so that you can focus in that area, and rest you can delegate to others. This is majorly on one-on-one. When you talk to a person, to a lead, to your prospect who you want to convert, because sales is, when you are doing one-on-one. Because cold के अंदर, या you're talking to a person one-on-one, majorly the spin process is helpful in one-on-one, majorly. And obviously, आप mass में, you can do the session, you can generate leads from that mass session, and you can have a one-on-one with them in the time to come, because our counseling is more on one-on-one, right? That's the reason you should identify the problem, then only you can provide them solution. So we have that, customized solution with the help of the psychometric counseling. So that one-on-one is very, very important. That's the reason I'm sharing, because there are a lot of strategies, there are a lot of new processes to talk to one-to-many. Yeah.
Sorry, like you had explained the example of Shruti, and you had said that she'd gone to school, for instance. So there, if you're approaching a larger audience, maybe, that you're addressing to a gathering of maybe, say, the top management is sitting there listening to your presentation, okay? And say there are 5 people or 10 people, okay? Who may be the prospective decision makers for going ahead or not. So So this particular strategy is typically, is this applicable in that situation? I'm not sure.
No, one to many you can't use, na? You can't have a conversation in that one to
Absolutely,
many.
yeah.
Obviously, it will be a chaos then. So
Yeah.
in this, obviously, first of all, when you meet our management, you can't give a presentation to all the faculties and staff. First, that is the beautiful, no? As you rightly asked this question, I will share this, you have to identify the man, not that, the gender wala man, MAN. The person should have the money first. A is authority and third is need. So need nahi bhi hai, so you can identify the need, you can create the need, but the person should have the money and authority. So first, if you go to go in any kind of a school or college to meet a person, you should always be aware. If somebody has referred you in that school or in that college or in that company, so you should always ask, okay, the person is the right person to take a decision. If the person, for example, if you go and give your presentation to faculties, professors, and they are not a decision maker, because decision maker is a person. For example, a principal is a decision maker, and principal, there are two partners in that school. For example, they both take decision. That only principal can't make a decision. So in that case, you should be already aware about that. The two person is important in the presentation. So after presentation diya, then you can also have one-on-one session with them. One-on-one session with them where you can identify the need, and then to give the information about what you going to offer. You can have a one-to-many ka session where you going to talk about the psychometric counseling concept and things like that. We also provide you PPT for that. If you have such kind of a session, so we give you that PPT which is created by a Guru School. So you can use that PPT to give the information to school, colleges, coaching classes, or tuition teachers, or whatever. But majorly for the decision, you can't, because obviously everybody will listen to you, but you should have that one-on-one conversation to close the deal. You should sit with the man, the money authority need the person, and then first identify the problem. Then only you will be in a position to provide the solution and give them what they want, right? So ये बहुत जरूरी है in the sales. That's very, very important.
Thank you.
Most. Yeah, obviously, strategically or creatively how you use it, you can also have. So in a gathering, for example, as rightly said by Manish ji, in a gathering, if you're having a conversation, but over there, you have to be very careful, who is sitting in that audience. So what kind of a situation schools are facing, right? So सब बोलेंगे नहीं वहाँ पे. अगर group के अंदर होगा तो the right point, the right need or right problem will not come out, right? Because principal बैठा है तो school के teachers ज़्यादा open up नहीं होंगे, problems को share ही नहीं करेंगे. They will only talk about the good thing about that, right? The real problem comes out of people who are the decision maker of that, right? और obviously आपको जब बुलाया है for the tie up or for any kind of a collab, so वहां पर वही आपके साथ बैठेंगे, आपको one to many, वो तब होगा one to many where जहां पर आपको to explain them what is this concept all about, right? So वहां पे भी आप gathering में भी kind of a create situation जहां पे you can talk to everyone. So what kind of a situation schools is facing right now? What problems they are facing in the school? Teachers, what are the problems they are facing? So what are the implications? So you can write on board. लिख सकते हो जब बता रहे हैं आपको, तो these are the implication अगर ये नहीं किया तो. So that's the reason I am here to give you solution for that same. If you have a solution, you can provide the solution. If you don't have the solution, I always believe, don't चिपको the solution. जबरदस्ती आप उनको मत दीजिए. अगर आपको फील होता है कि उनको रियली साइकोमेट्रिक काउंसलिंग की जरूरत है और उसको लर्निंग स्टाइल की जरूरत है, फॉर एग्जांपल, then only provide that particular assessment or solution to them. Otherwise, if you have a person who can help them, guide them, and provide them solution, connect with them. That's a very beautiful thing to do, right? I hope this particular spin process will definitely going to help you out to start a conversation, and it's a beautiful way to identify the problem and need of a customer. So it's clear. Any question on this? If it's clear, please type clear in the chat box. That would be great from everyone.
Clear.
Okay, so before we proceed, I have a small request, because I require 15-20 minutes more for one more concept I have to share with you all. Is it okay from everyone? Because obviously I have to finish this so that next session में फिर आगे से you can continue with the next steps. And
Yeah, it's okay. No problem.
Okay, thank you. So it's okay from everyone? Because Anilji, you are you say okay, but what about others? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I have a permission to proceed, right? Awesome, great. So now, very beautiful thing I just want to share with you all, which we call marketing. So marketing के अंदर, the very beautiful thing, marketing इसलिए जरूरी है ताकि you should have lead. जब लीड आएगी तभी तो सेल्स कर पाओगे. You will convert that leads into sales. You convert that prospects into customers, right? So marketing is very, very important. So let me show you something. I have a beautiful pen, which is one of my favorite pen. Can you see this pen? My favorite pen. This is my beautiful, I have bought this pen for 50,000 rupees. Can you see this pen? Awesome. So I use this pen only for giving signature or autograph. Can you see this pen? Yes? Yes or no?
No.
Oh, okay. Why? Oh, I'm so sorry. Actually, my camera is off. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Now
we
you
can
are
see if
muted.
Okay, I'm so sorry. So what I'm trying to show you here is, अगर मेरे पास 50,000 का या 1 लाख का भी पेन होगा, या मेरे पास कितना बढ़िया सर्टिफिकेशन होगा, बढ़िया मेरे पास टेक्निक्स होगी, अगर मैं मार्केट में जाऊंगा नहीं, आई एम नॉट विजिबल टू पीपल, आई एम नॉट वर्बोस टू पीपल, nobody can hear me. So what the use of that particular certificate? What's the use of that particular the product or service which you have built for your company? Are you all with me?
Absolutely.
So marketing is very, very important, and marketing is like, it's not like that, if you do a marketing, you're going to get the result. No, but you should, do marketing, and you should create awareness, and in the journey you will learn. Sometimes you will going to get a lead which is, which is not enough for your company to run or to get the cash flow, but in the journey you will learn, and you will be in a position to master this skill so that you can generate n number of leads for yourself. So marketing is very, very important, my dear friends. As a counselor, or as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, or as a freelancer, you should be investing some time or effort or money is in marketing. That's very, very important. So what I will do, marketing is a bigger subject, I would say. I will going to share my favorite, which I have learned in one of our program, and I use this for myself and for my company, and this is really, really very effective and very powerful. So I call it one-page marketing plan. This is one page. In one page, you can create your marketing plan. Yeah. So in this one page, and this, let me tell you, you can use it for your product, you can use it for your service, you can use it for your company, you can use it for yourself. If you want to build your brand, if you want to create awareness about yourself as a certified counselor, so you can use this template, right? We call it one-page marketing template. In this template, there are 3 phases. You can see before phase, during phase, and after phase, right? And you can see there are 9 columns, 1, 2, 3, and 9 columns are there. So I will guide you one by one, and let me tell you, if you master this particular technique, and if you use this template for marketing, means marketing yourself or your company's brand, product or service, whatever you want to do, use this template. It's very, very effective, my dear friends. So let me share how this is going to work for you, right? So the first phase of this template is before phase. Means you have not started the marketing, but before that, you have to work upon these three columns in phase 1, which is before marketing. We call it phase 1, before marketing. The first thing, you should be very much clear about your target market. Who is your target audience? तो आपको आपके target audience पता होना चाहिए. Means you want to run a campaign or run an ad or develop or build an ad for students or for professionals, for entrepreneurs, because this psychometric counseling is for everyone, right? It's for students, it's for professionals, it's for entrepreneurs. So who is your target audience? For example, public speaking program. Public speaking program can be for like students who are coming out of college, or people who are interested, who are professionals who want to develop their public speaking skill, and public speaking for entrepreneurs also. Public speaking for speakers, like who are trainers or speakers. Public speaking programs is for them as well. So who is your target audience? Are you targeting students, or are you targeting professionals, or whom you are targeting? So you should be very clear about your target audience. And when you narrow the market, so for example, target audience में एक example I just want to give. For example, if you want to target school going students, right, 8 to 16 years के बीच में, do you feel if you show ads or a video to them, they will like the video, they will give the thumbs up and everything, the heart to you, but they will purchase your product, they will buy, or they will give you money for the psychometric counseling? So who is going to pay? The parents. The parents will pay, right? So who is your target audience in that campaign? Parents who have child in the age group of 8 to 16. They are your target audience. So you have to be very aware that who is your target audience, what will be the age group, and where you will going to find your target audience. वो तो हम बाद में देखेंगे मीडिया में, but first you should be very much clear who is your target audience. या हाँ वो तो फर्स्ट तो हम लीड्स ले लें, उसके बाद वी विल बी इन अ पोजीशन टू आइडेंटिफाई द मैन, या वो तो हम बाद में करेंगे, बट पहले लीड्स तो आ जाए, हम पहले कैंपेन रन करें मार्केटिंग का, एंड देन फर्स्ट वी गेट द लीड, एंड देन वील ट्राई टू आइडेंटिफाई कि उसके अंदर मैन वो है या नहीं, राइट? सो टारगेट ऑडियंस यू शुड बी वेरी क्लियर, और जितना आप नैरो करोगे अपने ऑडियंस को, क्लियर रहोगे, यू विल बी क्लियर अबाउट योर टारगेट ऑडियंस, उतना आपका मार्केटिंग कॉस्ट लेस रहेगा और प्रॉफिट हाई रहेगा. Now people say when I narrow down, especially when Facebook के ऊपर अगर आप you will run a campaign, so you will see when you narrow down, especially I want to run my campaign in Mumbai, especially I want to show the campaign to professionals who are graduate, especially I want to show the campaign in Mumbai in this particular locality. So जितना आप specific जाते हो, the campaign cost, the ad cost increase. People say, oh ये तो narrow करने से ज्यादा हो रहा है, महंगा हो रहा है, but let me tell you, you will going to get the right audience. अगर आपने randomly select किया India and you're getting n number of leads, when you're calling them, they are like school dropouts, और मतलब किसी की तो शादी नहीं हुई है, और किसी के तो मतलब कुछ है ही नहीं है. सो कैसे, मतलब इतनी सारी ऑडियंस की लीड्स आपके पास आ गई, आपने एक रैंडम नैरो मार्केटिंग कंसेप्ट को नहीं रन किया, तो यू आर हैविंग मल्टीपल लीड्स, बट दैट लीड इज ऑफ नो यूज, बिकॉज वहां पर आपका टाइम, आपका एफर्ट, आपका पैसा वेस्ट गया. इंसिस्ट ऑफ दैट यू शुड नैरो द मार्केट. सो आप जितना नैरो करोगे, जितना स्पेसिफिक करोगे अपना टारगेट ऑडियंस के लिए, वहां पर यू विल बी हैविंग अ हाई प्रॉफिट एंड लो मार्केटिंग कॉस्ट. आपको एग्जैक्ट प्रॉपर लीड मिलेंगे. कैसे करते हैं? वी ऑल्सो रन अ कैंपेन सेशन इन दिस कम्युनिटी, जहां पर आप सीखोगे हाउ टू रन फेसबुक एड्स एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट. तो digital marketing ka bhi, you will go to learn in this program, after the program, in our community. And every product has a different target group. You have to be very careful. So जैसे कि psychometric के लिए मैंने बताया कि there are different target groups. Same way for different programs. For example, for my Life of Tiger program, the target audience is different. For my Junior Tiger program, the target audience is different. My Woman Empowerment program, the target audience is different. So for the simple same format, the target audience are different. You should be very clear who you are targeting, right? So accordingly you will be in a position to narrow down the audience, और आप अपना campaign और अपना जो भी marketing है वो पहुंच पाओगे right audience तक. So now once you're clear about your target audience, the second column is the message. So you have to create a message where you will going to create a USP. So what is USP? In advertising and marketing it says unique selling proposition or unique selling point. So you should have something unique in your offering, right? Let's say, for example, whenever I share my profile with with corporates for any kind of a corporate program, so I said, I say that I'm a Central and Maharashtra State Government certified, right? So I am also a member of Maharashtra State Board. These सारी चीजें मैं highlight करता हूँ because it's my USP. I had worked with various CSR projects and things like that with government, central governments and things like that, with ASDC, with NSDC, with Skill India and things like that. So this is my USP. So you can highlight your USP. What is your USP? For example, once you get certified from this program, so you become a government certified counselor. You can highlight that I'm a government certified counselor. That becomes your unique selling proposition, right? So you should highlight that in your advertisement, in your post, and then you should trigger one emotion in your campaign. Now what is this emotion? So especially because I have done my graduation from advertising and mass media, advertising and journalism, so I have read and have gone through all these emotions, and all the advertisement, all the ad agencies, they made their campaign, the advertisement, based on these 5 emotions. So what is this 5 emotion? You can see this: the fear emotion, the love emotion, the guilt emotion, the greed and the pride emotions. So can you please tell me, have you seen advertisement जहां पर आपने fear का emotions देखा है? Have you seen fear का emotion कहाँ पे देखा है आपने?
Insurance.
Yes, जिंदगी के साथ भी, जिंदगी के बाद भी. You must have seen that कपिल शर्मा का ad. वो फ्रेम में से बाहर आके बोलता है, मेरे पास तो मौका नहीं है लेकिन आपके पास मौका है to take the decision for your family. So what they are doing, डरा रहे हैं आपको कि मौत कभी भी आ सकती है ना. You should be very much clear about your finances, your plannings and things like that. You must have seen, वो MRF का, Seat का टायर का एडवर्टाइजमेंट, अगर ये टायर नहीं लगाया तो एक्सीडेंट हो सकता है. So what they are doing, they are using fear का emotions, डर का emotions to highlight their products, highlight their particular campaigns in front of you. Have you seen, love का emotion in any advertisement? कहाँ पे देखा है? You can tell me. Especially जब festivals होता है तो exactly Cadbury, they showcase love. You must have seen Surf Excel, they showcase love, Dadi. दाग अच्छे हैं, 10 रुपए में दाग निकल जाएंगे, but the child having the concern or the connect with the dadima, it's very very important. So दाग अच्छे हैं, surf excel, you must have seen love, हाँ, स्पेशली ज्वेलरीज, ज्वेलरीज, हॉलीडेज, अगर अपनी वाइफ से करते हो प्यार तो लेके जाइए हॉलीडेज पे, राइट? तो लव, दिस शोकेस लव का इमोशंस. यू मस्ट हैव सीन द विराट कोहली का, अनुष्का का दुबई वाला एड, वहां पे क्या दिखा रहे, दे हैव शोइंग द लव का इमोशन इन दैट पर्टिकुलर एडवर्टाइजमेंट, हॉलीडेज का, मेक माय ट्रिप्स एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट. गिल्ट का कहां पे देखा है आपने? गिल्ट, अफसोस. हैव यू सीन दिस एडवर्टाइजमेंट एनीवेयर? अब ये जरूरी नहीं है टेलीविजन पे ही होगा, ये मॉल्स में, प्रिंट मीडिया में भी यूज करते हैं. दे यूज दिस इमोशन इन प्रिंट मीडिया एज वेल. Come on, fast. कहीं देखा है?
Any if they want to sell any supplement for sugar, they would make us feel guilty about the fact what unhealthy things we are eating, and then they'll sell something healthy.
Yes. So अगर आपने ये नहीं लिया तो ये ना लाइफ टाइम आप पछताओगे. You will going to have a guilt on your life, right? और कहीं ना कहीं ना limited time offer. This offer is only for this particular day. अगर आज नहीं लिया तो you will going to have that guilt, अफसोस कि नहीं लिया यार, ये ऑफर था मेरे पास, So take it or lose it kind of a offer. You must have seen in a lot of malls, they display this 1 pay 5 free. I don't know how they offer this, but this kind of a guilt. And you must have seen there was a government का campaign, the scam fraud जो ज़्यादा हो रहे थे. You must, whenever you used to call, you used to hear that 198 का वो that campaign. So वहाँ पर सतर्क रहिए, वरना you will going to have the regret, अफसोस afterwards. जब बैंक से पूरे पैसे चले जाएंगे, तो don't click on any links or don't click on any kind of a thing. Don't pick up the calls, international calls and things like that. So यहाँ पर what they are doing, guilt और अफसोस को they are using it as a medium, as a emotion. Have you seen any emotions called greed, लालच? ये तो वही हो गया वहाँ पे ना, जहाँ पे you must have seen in the offers का. हाँ, राइट, माउंटेन ड्यू, कैडबरी, डेयरी मिल्क, 5 स्टार, लक्स. यस, लक्स में वो जो भी आपने बताया, वंडरफुल. यस, क्लोजिंग डेट के साथ में, या क्लोजिंग डेट से फोमो, फियर ऑफ मिसिंग आउट. यस, एग्जैक्टली मनीष जी. सो फियर ऑफ मिसिंग आउट, तो ग्रीड का इमोशंस दे यूज. एंड लास्ट में प्राइड. हैव यू सीन दैट?
For greed, they also use this bait of cashback. You'll get a cashback of 1 to 500, and you always end up getting, like, in the greed of getting that 1 rupee, you end up spending more.
Exactly, exactly. It's there, whenever you use any kind of an Amazon or something like application, online application or e-store, you will see that kind of a greed is being used there. If you use this particular thing, you're going to get the cashback or something like that, and redeem this particular thing or this particular coupon in this particular date frame. So वो आपको greed, वो लालच भी they can provide so that you can go for a purchase. And lastly, the pride emotions. So majorly luxury चीज के लिए pride they showcase, right? Jaguar or Manyavar, exactly, they showcase the pride. For example, iPhone is not for everyone, they used to showcase that kind of a pride. Harley Davidson, Royal Enfield, especially for cars, as Jaguar or a Mercedes or a BMW, they showcase that particular pride thing in their advertisement, right? So yeah, this is there. They use this emotion. So we all are using or seeing this advertisement everywhere, right? So why not use for our campaign, for our program, for our services, right? Use it. Use any kind of emotions. अगर आप मुझे, you tell me, for psychometric counseling, which or what emotions or combination of emotions we can use in our campaign, in our video or a post or an ad or print ad.
Fear.
Exactly. Love. You can gift your child this particular thing. Fear. अगर आज आपने नहीं किया तो you will be
you end up
having that regret.
direction.
Yeah, wrong decision. So fear.
I had run one such campaign about psychometric, and where I had given a headline. Do you want temporary happiness or permanent regret? And then if you choose temporary happiness, it may lead to permanent regret. Choose wisely your career after 10th.
Awesome. So you can create that, you can use, you can take the help of artificial intelligence to create that advertisement, to create that that kind of a catchy lines, where you can use emotions with whatever, whoever your target audience is. So you can use that fear ka emotions. Yes, exactly. Guilt bhi use kar sakte mera bhai. Yeah, अफसोस आज नहीं किया तो कल पछतावा होगा. That's the beautiful thing about using emotions in your messages. And once you create that message, also put your clear call to action. मतलब आपने मैसेज बहुत बढ़िया बना दिया and people are very excited to know about your product, to buy your product, but they don't know where to click, how to get in touch with you. तो क्या होगा, उनको मजा तो आया, they will get into the purchase with someone else, वो आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे, ढूंढेंगे और किसी और के साथ. तो always have a clear call to action, always have a separate number for your business and things like that, जहां पर they can click and they can get in touch with you. WhatsApp पे वो फोन कर सकते हैं या मैसेज कर सकते हैं. They can you can also create a Google form where they can fill that Google form, like like around, they can put their name, numbers or email ID, and you can revert back to them in the time to come. So इस तरीके से you will be in a position to get the leads, right? So you should have a clear call to action. Very, very important. People miss out in this sometimes. So you should have a clear call to action. क्या करना चाहिए, कॉल करना चाहिए, मैसेज करना चाहिए, या गूगल फॉर्म भरना चाहिए. So you should be very clear in putting that, right? If you are making a video or you are making a post, you should be very clear, and always try to address the pain point, kya pain point or gain point, whatever, because we all do or purchase things because of these two reasons: to gain something in our life or to avoid pain in our life. Address that pain point with the help of the emotions, right? Awesome. Now, once you're clear about your target audience, you're clear about your message, now you have to identify your media, which way you are going to reach to your target audience. So the third column is right media. So if you don't have any budget, don't worry. अगर आपका कोई proper budget नहीं है, होना चाहिए, we says, but if you don't have a budget, we have a beautiful medium called social media. So you can use social media. LinkedIn हो गया, you can use Instagram, you can use Facebook, you can use your WhatsApp. You have to be very creative in using that. You can't bombard the message, किसी भी group में जाके नहीं डाल सकते. You have to take the admin का permission, and then you can put the ads, and you can generate leads organically. So what is organic? Where you are not investing in your campaign, in your marketing campaign, and organically you are generating the leads. So आप अपने status पे रख सकते हो, and you can create a broadcast list. उसी को वो message जाएगा, वो video जाएगा. So that you will be in a position to reach out to your target audience, right? So if you don't have a budget, if you have a proper budget, so you can decide on your audience and run a paid campaign, Facebook campaign or a Google campaign or something like that, so that you will be in a position to reach to your target audience. If you have a proper budget, if you have a proper budget, and you should remove that proper budget every year for your marketing campaign, so that you create that awareness, you reach to your target audience. So you can have paid ads, the templates, you can have the hoarding, you can have a tie-up with coaching classes, you can put a standee there. So this all strategy we're going to teach you in the upcoming session. So all the strategy which we use, we're going to share that with examples, with pictures and everything. We're going to show that. So yeah, you don't have to worry. So all this, you can, if you have a proper budget, you can do a tie-up with school, colleges, with coaching classes, and you can put their put standees or banners there. You can put inserts in the newspaper. That's very cost effective. Or if you have any connection with your local TV channels, you can put ads or video in that. So this way you will be in a position to reach your target audience, right? So this is the way you have to take care about your phase one, which is the before phase. Before running a marketing campaign, you should be clear about your target market, you should be clear about your message, and you should be clear about your media. I hope this is clear to everyone. The phase one is clear?
Yes, clear.
So if it's clear, please type C in the chat box. Awesome. Great. Okay, C. Okay, that's awesome. deep clear. Awesome. That's great. So wonderful. So now, once you complete, once you're ready with your before, now it's time to run your campaign. So when you run your campaign with the right media, which we have shared in the previous slide, this right media. So obviously, when you run your campaign, you are going to get something, right? So this comes to your phase two, during phase. Once you have started running your campaign, you're using social media or your status or whatever, and people started asking you question. Okay, what is it? What is this psychometric counseling?
Sir, you're on mute.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Somebody has put me on mute. So sorry. Yeah, great. So once you start running the campaign, you start getting leads. People start asking you questions. So what is this, program all about? What is this psychometric counseling is all about? How this counseling can help me? How this counseling can help my child? So they will start asking questions. So when they start asking questions, when they calling you or messaging you or filling your Google form, for example, so you should have something called lead capturing system. The first column of during phase is lead capturing system. So let me tell you, there are various AI tools or paid tools. So well, I will not recommend you to go for a paid tool, but if you have a proper budget, so you can purchase in the time to come, or you can purchase now. But I'll as a beginning, you should always have a data capturing system in a form of an Excel sheet. So you can have a Google Excel sheet the way you are doing the assignment on an Excel sheet. So same way you can create your data capturing Excel sheet where you can put all the data, where you put all the name and number and the time when you get the call, so that you will be in a position to nurture them properly afterwards, right? So yahan pe you should first have a lead capturing system. So for example, you get a lead from WhatsApp, so you will write, I get this particular lead from WhatsApp on this particular date at this particular time. You got this particular lead from Facebook on this date on this time. So yeah, you have to capture that. So once you capture that, so the second column comes in picture. You have to nurture. Nurture means जैसे किसान अपनी जमीन को fertilize करता है, nurture करता है to get the best output from that particular soil. Same way आपको उस lead को nurture करना है. So you have to message them. You have to do the follow up with them. So there is a formula for follow up. You should do the follow up within 24 to 48 hours, right? So follow up का एक अलग session होता है, whole day का session होता है. So follow up is an art. So you should do follow up. It's not like always doing follow ups on call. There are multiple ways to do a follow up. You can do follow ups through your WhatsApp status. WhatsApp status have a beautiful option where you can show your status to only a person you want to show that status, right? So same way you can do the follow up by showing a status, by showing a video to a person, by sending a video. So how to send a video, when to send a video, you should be very clear about that. So बहुत ज़्यादा बम्बार्ड करते रहोगे वीडियो को तो आपको ब्लॉक कर देगा, आपका फोन रिसीव नहीं करेगा. So you should अगर अभी आपके साथ वो क्लोज नहीं हो रहा है, still make a broadcast list with that particular person. A broadcast list is a beautiful concept in WhatsApp जहाँ पर personalized message जाता है, ग्रुप पे नहीं जाता है. So you can create that and you can put that particular lead in that broadcast. So regularly उनको मैसेज करिए. Keep a track कि कितना आप मैसेज करते हो. There is a एक टेक्निक है. Let me share that with you. एक recommendation strategy है to put content on social media. So let me share that. I recently learned that. So 50% of your content should be meaningful and insightful whenever you put on social media or any kind of a platform. So 50% should be a meaningful or insightful content, and the 30% should be testimonial or feedback of your customers, and 20% should be your promotion and your offering and whatever programs or services you deliver to your clients, to your people, right? To your target audience. So 50%, 30% and 20%. 50% should be meaningful and insightful content, 30% feedbacks and videos, customers feedback, customers testimonial, and 20% should be your offerings and whatever promotional ads you want to run. Only 20% you have to do. But we have seen people just bombard 100% with promotional offers and promotional ads. Don't do that. The proper strategy to put content on social media. So how many days you're going to do the follow-up? You will call them. So accordingly, if you call them, they will say, I am busy right now, you can call me tomorrow. So fix a time and date on that particular call. कि कल मैं कितने बजे call करूँ, 4 will be fine or 6 o'clock will be okay for you. So close that, close the follow-up time also. And do the follow-up regularly. जो time बोला है वो time पे follow-up करिए. And regularly अपने leads को wish करिए. Sometimes you get a message, birthday wish का message from a bank and you feel good, right? So you can also do the same thing with your clients, with your customers. Try to identify, because you also have that birthdays. If you have, you can can do some research of that lead from social media. So आपको सारी चीजें से information मिलेगी and you can wish them accordingly. कम emails करना है तो there are a lot of AI जहाँ पे आप bulk emails कर सकते हैं अपने clients को. So engage them with social media. अगर आप उनको Facebook पे connect कर सकते हो, Instagram पे connect कर सकते हो, so do that. Save the number. Ask them to save your number so that we both can see each other's status and things like that. यहाँ पे do that proper nurturing. अगर nurture बराबर किया, यहाँ पर अगर properly time invest किया आपने, so the third column comes as sales. Proper nurtured lead will convert into sales. Simple as that. अगर आपने यहाँ पर प्रॉपर फॉलोअप किया, उनके ऑब्जेक्शंस को हैंडल किया, उनकी क्वेरी को सॉल्व किया, उनके डाउट्स को, प्रॉब्लम्स को समझ के आंसर किया, so it's easy to get that particular lead into sales, that prospect into client. So nurturing leads convert to sales, और sales का मतलब है money in the business, money in the pocket, right? आपकी कंपनी में पैसा आ जाएगा, which is very very important at the end of the day, so that in the time to come you can reach to the larger audience with the marketing campaign, because you have money to invest in marketing. right? So always look for a target. हमेशा एक money का target भी रखिए अपने organization में as a professional, as a freelancer, or as a solopreneur, or as an entrepreneur. So this is, during phase, which is very, very important. So in during phase, whenever you get a lead, capture that lead and nurture that lead properly. Proper follow up करिए. ऐसा नहीं कि आज lead आया तो you're calling them after 1 week. अरे आजकल तो कल आज शाम में क्या किया, बस सुबह में क्या किया, शाम में हमको याद नहीं होता. So you should always, nurture that lead, do the follow up on a timely basis. That's very good. So I hope this during phase is also clear to everyone. Any question on this? Yeah, during. So the marketing campaign ends here. बहुत सारे लोग कहते हैं the marketing campaigns end here, but here in this beautiful one-page marketing template, the campaign, the marketing strategy doesn't end here. There comes the third phase, which is very, very important. If you really want lifetime customer, if you really want lifetime business from your customer, the third phase comes in picture, which is after. Means a customer buys from you, a customer becomes your counselee, become your participant. Then the third phase comes in picture after your sales. So the first column in that sales is world-class experience you have to provide to your customer. So whatever you have promised them, you have to deliver that service, deliver that value to your customer. You have to be loyal, after sales. बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं एक बार ले लिया ना, so क्या है, after that, they always over commit and under deliver, but always be under commit and over deliver. That's very, very important, right? So loyalty after sales is very, very important. जो भी बोला है, I always believe, अगर आपने 1000 रुपए लिया है तो उसको 10,000 का वैल्यू दो. अगर आपने 10,000 लिया है तो उसको 1 लाख रुपए का वैल्यू दो in the session, in the program. That's very, very important. If you do that, customers, the good customers, if you create that good customers experience, because today's time is not about giving a good service or a good product. Everybody is doing that. Today's time is about building or creating experience. If you create good experience for your customer, that customers will convert into a fan. तो वो आपका दोस्त बन जाएगा, फ्रेंड बन जाएगा, आपका फैन. और फैन के लिए people do anything, right? है ना? आपने देखा होगा that fan movie of शाहरुख खान. हाय रे जिगरा फैन बन गया, तो he or do whatever it takes to see शाहरुख खान, right? So जब कस्टमर आपका फैन बन गया, तो whatever you service or product you have, they will buy from you. I have seen that. I have a customers like, वो सारे services मेरे से ले चुके हैं, but still they want, सर आप और कुछ दे सकते हो क्या, और कुछ है क्या आपके पास? They want to connect with me again and again. That's called lifetime customer value you are giving them. Because there's a beautiful saying in business. If you want to be successful in any business, it depends on value you provide to the customer. It depends on the value you provide and to how many people you provide that value to. Really going to define your your business, how the business will going to scale up or grow. So meet n number of people, provide them n number of values, and meet n number of people and provide n number of values to that n number of people, so that you will be growing in your business as a professional, right? Because you know what, when people becomes your fan, because people may forget what you said, आपने क्या बोला वो भूल जाएंगे, but they will never forget how you made them feel. So experience is very, very important. So make them feel that special in that counseling session, in the training session. That's very, very important, right? Awesome. So now, if you do that, if they become your fan, so obviously you can increase the customer lifetime value. You can upsell if you have something else. Like for example, if I am a counselor, I also have training programs, so you can sell them, upsell them your training programs. If you don't have any program, you can cross sell them. You can collaborate with someone who have that kind of a program. For example, NLP program or any kind of a program, you can collaborate with them and you can, make a cross sell. If you, give the lead to that particular person whom you have collaborated with, you can share a commission. We call it, affiliate income. So you can have a win-win situation. In that case, you are providing a lifetime value to your customers, right? So you can also upsell and cross sell, right? And I always believe as a counselor or as a trainer, you should always have 3 type of products, the beginner product, and the middle kind of a product, and the high end product, high value product. Always have this kind of a product built in your company, so that you start with the basic product where, for example, you can start with learning style. You can give them learning style and give them a lot of value in that, so that you can give them the psychometric counseling afterward. And after psychometric counseling, you can ask for a personal coaching. I can also coach you. I can also personally guide you in your professional journey, right? So you can become a personal, and for personal coaching, you can charge high. Right? So you should always have this kind of a system in your company. That's very, very important. This is, my recommendation, but it's purely your choice, how you want to build your products. Yeah, so this way you will be upscaling and cross-selling. And very important last column, this is the last part of my session today. Referral. This is my favorite referral system, because when I started my company in Jamnagar, Rajkot, for the first second batch, because it was a new territory for me, I used to run a lot of hoardings. I used to pay for a huge amount of money for hoardings, for advertisement and newspapers, to get that leads, to get that free sessions done for that particular leads. And once I get that first and second batch run, let me tell you, I never invested in paid marketing on hoardings or newspapers, because I used to get referral from my existing client, and I used to get referral from that client. And when they used to refer me, at the end of the program, I used to give them some awards or rewards. I recognize them in front of everyone, so that the other participants get inspired and they start giving me reference in the time to come. So I built that particular referral system so wonderfully, and we have also the same referral system in our company Guru School as well. So whatever we teach, we practice that. So discount on referral. Whoever refer you, you can give them discount. For example, if somebody has taken counseling session from you, if they refer someone, you can give them discount. If you can give them discount, for the next session, I will charge. You can take 3,000 rupees, but I will charge 2,500 rupees from you. You can keep that 500 rupees for yourself. So you can give them discount, and you can give them some reward point, loyalty point. You see, every banks give that. You can redeem that point for the upcoming purchase or for any kind of a stuff. That gives you that added advantage. And you can have that data capturing system for the lead capture, for the referral also. Why? Because, for example, Anil ji has given me 5 leads, for example, for this program called MPC, Mastering Psychometric Counseling. So I call them, and I call them for the webinar. And for example, if 3 get convert and 2 is like, okay, we are busy right now, we are in, we are traveling or something like that, next year we're going to plan that. So if you have a proper referral database ka system, capturing system, so after 1 year, if they get enrolled, so whatever the commission I have to give to Anil ji, because Anil ji has referred me. So after 1 year, I will call Anil ji, the lead which you have given in 2025, that lead got closed in 2026. So this is your referral bonus. Oh my God, Anil ji will get amazed. Oh, acha, abhi tak inko yaad tha, and they have given me the referral bonus. So you will be in a position to give me more referral then, right? But in opposite, vice versa, if that particular client get enrolled after 1 year and you come to know that XYZ get enrolled because that was your lead and you didn't get a referral bonus for that particular lead, so what you will say? अरे यार इन्होंने तो मतलब मुझे स्टार्ट में तो दिया, but after 1 year what is this is not done, this is not a proper way of doing the referral का the sharing. So अगर आपका proper database or lead capturing system होगा, तो you will be in a position to do that very well, right? So always have a lead capturing system for your leads, and also have a proper lead capturing system for referral as well. So yeah, we also have this, we always recommend our participants and our audience to always have this referral system built in your counseling business as well. At the end of the session, I always say, when I did the first session, I told that my favorite tips, my to-dos in that particular session, the first session, I always ask for reference, minimum 5 references for my client after the session. And when they give that, I always say, at least when I call them, they should appreciate that, कि आपने उसका नंबर दिया था, they will at least listen to me. ऐसे 5 लोगों का नंबर आप दीजिए. And अगर वो convert होता है, so they also get benefit, right? I also give or share some commission with them, right? So this is kind of an affiliate income. Amazon is doing that. Every company, banks are doing that. If you refer someone, they will give you bonus. They will give you referral bonus. And it's everyone, every corporate companies are doing that. So why not we? We can also build this particular system in our company. So this is where I end my, the marketing template, 1-page marketing template. This is the last page, which is my favorite phase, where after, getting the leads, when they get into sales, you should always give them world-class experience, bring them, give them lifetime value so that they become your lifetime customer, not one-time customer, and build a referral system, so that you will never be, wait for a lead. People will going to give you leads and you will be bombarded with leads, and you will say, kisko call karu? I am so much, busy with, all these particular leads. All customers are giving me leads. So that should be your, the way of offering your values and providing lifetime experience to your customer, right? So this is 1-page marketing template and plan for you. I hope this is, useful. So this is very simple to build this 1 page, just take a 1 page, build these 3 phases, and build, work on these 3 columns. And this way you can promote or market your product, your services, your company, and yourself as well. If you want to build yourself as a brand, make a one-page marketing plan for yourself. So this is my target audience. In this particular target audience, I want to be famous, or I want to get, make them aware about my services or things like that. Do that. Build that one-page marketing template for yourself. So this was the end of today's session. I hope you got some value from today's session. So this was, a different kind of a session where we covered emotional intelligence. We covered a combination of intelligence. I have given you assignment, so you have to go and click on that link and do the assignment. And the last part, we covered the sales and marketing. In the sales, very important part we discussed, and Anil ji has also given his input. Mindset, the belief is very, very important. We have seen the quote, मनीष जी ने जो पीछे डिस्प्ले किया था, जो अभी निकाल दिया उन्होंने, वो कोड भी बहुत बढ़िया था. तो जो आप सोचते हो वही आप करते हो, वही आप बनते हो. That's very, very important. And in this journey, obviously when you talk to many people, तो सब आपके customers नहीं बनेंगे. So don't get upset. Be a contributor, be a giver in this particular society, right? I always have this, quote in my mind. Jack Canfield का एक quote है, बहुत beautiful quote है. Let me share that quote before I end the session for you. And the code is very simple code, and that code is SW 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 by Jack Canfield. तो ये 4 time SW बहुत simple है. If you talk to people, some will connect with you. The first SW is some will. The second SW is some won't. The third SW is so what. The fourth SW is someone is waiting. So don't make that someone is waiting, who is waiting for your services, who is waiting for your product, make him or her waiting, right? Go to the next person. So no means next opportunity. Don't wait. Don't see no as a negative, means that person doesn't require your service right now. Have a good connection with them right now. On a good note, close that particular conversation and move on to the next person. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone is waiting for you. So go to that someone who is waiting for you. उसको ज्यादा वेट मत कराइए. सो जितना ज्यादा लोगों को आप एजुकेट करें, काउंसिल करें, जितने ज्यादा लोगों को आप उनके प्रॉब्लम्स को आइडेंटिफाई करके सोल्यूशन प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं, डू दैट, बिकॉज वी हैव वन लाइफ एंड वी हैव टू कंट्रीब्यूट टू द सोसाइटी. एंड आई ऑलवेज सेज you have to be mad in doing that. MAD, mad. Mad means people say mad, पागल बनना है. No, I always believe that I am a mad person because I am here to make a difference in people's life. First, make a difference, MAD, make a difference in my life, and I want to make a difference in people's life. I am mad kind of a person. So you should be mad in your services, in your deliverables, right? So with that mad belief, with that mad mindset, make a difference. Let's close today's session, and thank you so much for your time. Half an hour हमने extend किया. Thank you so much for that. See you next Monday. 2 beautiful session awaits for you, Monday, Tuesday. A lot of things we're going to cover. We're going to cover the artificial intelligence, how you can write your own book as an author, and how you can use artificial intelligence in counseling, do's and don'ts. A lot of stuffs are there, a lot of strategies, the life strategies which we use in our company. We're going to share that secret with you all. With that, there will be 2 last sessions, Monday and Tuesday. We have already shared the dates, right? So Monday and Tuesday, last 2 sessions will be there back to back. And with that, once we finish that, the assessment will get started, right? So with that, God bless you all. Take care. Whatever learning you have incorporated, DIKW, जो अभिला जी ने बताया था, convert that data into information, convert that information into knowledge, and convert that into wisdom. That's very, very important, because sales is a beautiful journey. Sales is a beautiful thing to learn. Always have a mastery and wisdom in sales. So with that, God bless you all. Take care. See you in the next session. Till then, bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
Good
Bye.
night. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah.